a second. Are you a flat earther?
Hello, everybody.
Sorry, I just sold the box burgers.
I love that clip so much. I can't believe there is a clip from Bob's Burgers.
Where he finds the toilet.
No, this is the one where
and he falls in love with the toilet or something.
No, it's where they go mushroom hunting. Bob and Gene go mushroom hunting, and they're talking about how to find the mushrooms. And so he says, "If we do this and this and this," and he goes, "Wait, are you a flat earther?" It's great. So I love that. So let's say hello to Sierra. How are you doing?
Okay. Just disclaimer, everybody. I'm a little out of it because I feel like we're taking turns having either being sick or getting one or two of shots. So I just got my second shot and I can prove it.
Nice.
Did you get a lollipop as well?
Actually, I did.
Oh, awesome.
Well, if anyone that's been watching for a second, my first one made me really sick, and this one I don't feel sick, but I do have to put out a disclaimer. I'm very, very sleepy. I don't feel bad at all. My arm is a bit more sore than it was the first time, but I think that's because so the first guy that did it was a taller guy, and I wasn't even looking, and he just went, and I didn't even feel it. And then the girl that did this one, she was much shorter, so she had me open up the car door, and I accidentally tensed up at the last second, which made it hurt a bit more. I mean, not that it was the shot was that painful. Sorry. But yeah, just letting everyone know, I'm very hungry and very sleepy. I told Slim earlier, I was like, I'm glad I'm not sick this time, but it kind of feels like they injected me with an edible. I'm just hungry and sleepy. So if I'm a bit or loopy, that's fine. But I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, sure, that's why.
We're not here to talk about that today, per se. But other than that, pretty good. My cat's doing good. Actually, the same day we took her to her last vet appointment, my cat that had her eye punctured, and we don't have to give her eye drops anymore, and she has most of her sight back. She's not going to have her eye taken out. So
That's amazing. We're so glad
that's
to hear.
good news, yeah.
Because
that makes me happy. I'm really glad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's get to more of the panel. I think some of us have gotten some of the shots. Micro, I think you have not yet, right? Correct?
No, I am not.
So I have a video to show that's funny because there's a new conspiracy that they think that vaccines have magnetism in it. So now that people are speaking, so we're gonna.
Oh, sorry, all these conspiracies make me laugh so much.
I know. That's why we talk about them here. So I have a video that we're going to show. I didn't pre-check it very much because I just thought about it. I was going to show another video, but we'll laugh at that first, and then we'll look at some body modification stuff. So let's say hi to the rest of the panel really quick. Hello, Ed. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I have KFC flavored crisps.
Ooh, nice.
Get in there.
It's a poor substitute for KFC.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Even though KFC is a poor
Burger King.
My
boyfriend likes Burger King, and he likes to save the cups.
No. I've gone 5 days now without chicken, and I'm having withdrawal symptoms.
You should see him. He's got the sweats. He's shaking.
He's leaking.
No,
Yeah.
Shaking.
no, I often say the only thing better than fried chicken is more fried chicken.
Yeah.
And I've gone days and days and days without any sort of chicken at all. It's hard.
You didn't have the vegetarian chicken.
That's not the same.
No. So, yes, Winters, you can become Magneto if you get your vaccines. You'll be.
Yeah, get your vaccine.
Get your vaccines. Get your magnets.
Go out and kill a bunch of
your
Nazis.
trick-or-treat.
Fantastic.
Yay!
Yes, please.
for the
Yes,
Nazis.
please. So let's say hi to the rest of the panel really quick, and then we'll get into the talking. Because we've got lots to say on the subject today. I have my implants I got yesterday. So let's say hello to Micro. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. I've got ice cream.
Yay!
Yay! Awesome. Everybody seems to have a treat. That's awesome. And then we'll talk about your amazing implant that you have a little bit later as well. So we'll delve into that. You shared a photo with us last time. Cookie said that you shared a photo with them. So we're going to show that later. And let's say hello to Tusk before we bring in our next guest.
Hello, blah, blah, blah. No one cares what I've got to say about anything. There you go.
So you got tattooed last week or 2 weeks ago?
I got tattooed just last birthday.
Nobody disagreed.
Yeah, see, nobody
disagreed.
No one gives a shit. It's like, yeah, I got a tattoo on Thursday there, which I said it's a different healing process than I'm used to, using the second skin. That's now anybody that's got tattoos knows within a week or so you start to granulate, it becomes really itchy, it scabs over, it becomes quite uncomfortable. I haven't had any of that at all. None.
I think we talked about that like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm glad you brought that up because I kind of, and I'm sure Slim would agree, I kind of felt the same way the first couple times I used that second skin. As awesome as it was, and it kept the tattoo vibrant and it healed way better. But I was so used to like doing it the old school way. I was like, "Is this okay?"
Yeah, that's it. I keep
me too.
Yeah, I keep waking up and expecting to find scabs and bruises, but I've had none of that at all. I think it's healed enough that I could put the color in today. Less than a week later.
It seems to like super heal it for sure.
Yeah.
We'll
go into that later.
Yeah. But we'll get out. That's like a topic for a different day.
Well, I'm going to try to find a video at least to just speak a little bit about it, like kind of what it is, or at least some of the process. Give me a second. But we have a new person as a guest here today. So Minimal Chaos, welcome to the panel.
Hi. How are you all?
Doing? We're doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I am doing awesome.
We are very glad to have you on the panel today. You were suggested by Raisin, I believe. So, or Raisin gave you the link. So, thank you for being on the panel. Today's topic is going to be body modifications. So we'll be going over our own and different body modifications. So hopefully you can either have questions or you have some yourself. Would you like to divulge if you have any?
Absolutely. I have quite a few. And body modification is amazing. I think your body is a temple and you should decorate it to the umpteenth degree. I have about 16 piercings on my ears. I have also a hood ring as well, which is like one of my absolute favorites.
So, real quick, for anyone listening that's not super familiar with female anatomy, I feel like
so most men
is the difference between the CLIT and the hood.
Yes. You can
Oh,
say
yeah,
clit.
yeah, of course we can
The
say
hood
that.
is just
That's not a
it's
swear
the
word.
skin,
Yeah.
right?
One of my friends got her actual clit done a few years ago, and
Oh,
they
shit.
messed it up and killed all the nerves. Completely
Ooh.
killed it. Yeah, that's
No,
fucked
thank
I was
you.
nervous about that too.
Sorry,
That's
I just
why I
felt like I
went
had to
with
say
hood.
that because I feel like, well, just like, okay, for example, like my older brother got a lot of dick piercings. Not to be vulgar, but whatevs. And just like he had to explain to me like what different piercings meant what part, because at the time I didn't know. I mean, I was aware of the piercings, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like people might not be aware of the difference between the hood piercing, a clit piercing,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah.
And I'm glad that you said that because I was about ready to say the exact same thing, which was the difference, and how you should only get your hood pierced if you're going to get anything pierced down there, because that's only the protective skin. Just like when we were doing Saturday, we did the thing about the foreskin on the man, and they explained how the foreskin on the penis is almost like the hood of the clit. It's a protective covering so that it doesn't get messed with. So it's really just a covering. So yeah, get the hood pierced, honey, because that's gonna be fun.
I mean, of course, I'm just saying this more for any listeners that
totally.
Because like,
And
if I didn't have the sensitivity in my clit, I would kill myself.
Yeah, and your body piercer should know this. They should be doing the hoods from now on. There should be no professional body piercer that's gonna do the other thing.
If people are doing the other thing, that's like that goes into like female mutilation territory.
Yeah, it could be
we don't want
considered that.
We want more satisfaction, not less satisfaction.
So really quick,
I don't get no.
Sorry, minimal chaos. You haven't finished introducing yourself. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We do this a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, we get so sidetracked playing fun. So if there's anything else you'd like to let us know before we get to our first subject, please let us know more if you'd like.
No, I just have multiple piercings, and I have about 10 tattoos from my foot up through my neck.
Okay, fun, sweet. Yeah, we'll be talking a little bit about sensitivity.
Yeah, I have thighs, hips, back, and my calf down to my foot.
Okay. Well, when I was in getting tattooed last week, there was another guy in. Just a kind of, he looked like a straight, just dressed in sports gear, that sort of thing. And he chose the tattoo artist. I think he had a crush on her.
She was hot.
Yeah, she is. She's really pretty. And he decided he was going to get his inner thigh tattooed, just so she was close to his dick, I think. And so they come out, you fill in all your consent forms and all that sort of thing. And so it was just him and I were sitting in the waiting area. And I said, really? Inner thigh? You've got 4 tattoos. And this is what you want to do. What do you work at? Say, what do you work as? Because this is going to rub really fucking badly every time you move. If you're in a job where you're moving all day, and he's like, no, I'll be fine. Like, okay, I'm just letting you know that's going to hurt, and it's going to hurt for a long, long time. And he lay on the bench and never said a word for 2 hours straight. It was clearly in absolute agony. So she did the outline. She said, okay, I'm going to do the shading now. And he went, no, it's fine as it is. She went, no, because I've let that line blow out because I'm going to shade it. You're not walking out of here with that tattoo because it's shit. You're not telling people I did that,
It's a representation of the artist.
Yeah. It looks bad on her.
Sometimes that's good to get tattooed by a woman because they can be a little bit more in tune with your pain level and how you're feeling. And I feel like we're all freaks.
See,
Okay,
Like,
so
we'll all like push it a little bit, but like even for me, like there'll be a certain point, like if I'm not feeling it that day or whatever, where or something feels wrong, you know, that I'll say something.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's okay too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Tusk's story reminded me of when I was getting my chess piece outline, which that took 3 hours. And what happened was, I was 6 stone soaking wet at the time, so that was majority on bone. So what happened was I was getting that done, and this guy came in and asked the guy that was tattooing me's girlfriend to do his nipples specifically because he said she was hot and that he liked the pain and wanted her to do that to him. And so, needless to say, I think my tattoo hurt a little bit more than it should have. I feel like I got the anger taken out on me a little bit.
That is kind of funny, actually, though.
No, this is what happened to me. Never, when I was making fun of my artist's moustache.
Yeah, but you deserve that.
I know. Never ever never take the piss or make fun of the guy that's tattooing you, or piercing you, or splitting your tongue, or whatever he's doing, because he's going to just do it that wee bit extra.
Or
they know how to make it hurt a little bit more.
Well, the first time I got my Prince Albert, now I already had 2 Ampelangs at this point, and I was, but I'd done them when I was high as fuck, and really drunk. But I was completely sober into a proper studio, and the guy there was he was mad. He was known for it. He was a bit of a cokehead, frankly. And I was sitting, I was really nervous, and he said, "Look, I'm going to do you a favour here." And I went, "What?" And he went, "Look," and he pointed to the side table, and I looked over, and as I looked over to see what he was pointing at, he done it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, "You fucker!" And he went, "What?" It's done now. That's it. You weren't looking, you weren't prepared for it. It's done. I went, right, okay, but don't ever fucking do that again.
My uncle did that. It was really funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but it was 100% funny. He was like, "Would you like any?" I was 12 when I got my first piercing, and that was on my belly button because my family's, for people who don't know, that my family's bikers, and I grew up between a sex education shop and a piercing studio, and so that was just how I was raised, and I demanded that I was going to get a piercing. Anyway, so I got this piercing, and he was like, "I'm just going to give you some numbing spray," and then he just sprayed it over his shoulder and pierced my belly button. I was like, "Thanks, the air liked that."
That's hilarious.
Well, hey guys,
Tusk said.
I know I'm usually the one to get things off the rails, but how about we, since I'm a little bit on a time limit, I'm just like very fatigued from my shot still. How about we focus on our special guests?
Yes.
Let's really quick look at this magnet thing. It's like 16 seconds long, and then we'll get to the actual subject. I will talk about my new bead implants that I got in, and then we'll show a video of one of them getting done, and then I'll talk about what exactly happened and where in my body. I got 10 beads implanted in my arms and hands. So let's watch this hilarious thing first. We'll talk a little bit about my implants. I'll let everybody else talk a little bit about theirs if they want, and then we'll watch some things that you should never get tattooed on your body, what symbols you should never get tattooed on your body because they mean bad things. We'll look at people who are very, very modified and talk about how they were modified, and then show more fun stuff from there. So here we go. Let's watch this first hilarious thing. And again, I didn't really pre-watch this. I don't know who this person is, but here we go.
Are you ready? COVID jab number 2.
So she's got it.
The actual.
I thought it was a butterfly
just
for a
give a point.
second. I just-
And then, of course, they don't show anything. But anyways, that's what they're saying. They're saying that after you get your jab, that you can stick magnets to it. But
what happened? Yeah, what happened there is she got her jab. She's got a flop sweat, and things are sticking to her. That's it. That's all that is.
Yeah.
And there's so many other things. It could have been a sticker. It could have been. I mean,
well, when I think that's what made me a little sicker when I mean, who knows? Who cares? But it might have added to it. I mean, I've been honest with you guys that I don't leave the house much, even though I'm doing like my cooking stuff and and this. And the day we went, it was like a drive-through thing. So it took forever. It was hella crowded. It was super hot that day, and I wasn't used to being outside and being in the sun. And then they make you wait for at least 15 minutes and make sure you don't have symptoms. And I was just like, oh.
Do you know what? I think a drive-through vaccination centre is the most American thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this
Totally.
last time we just went right through. No one else was there. And actually it was pretty awesome. But
It sounds. It would be funny if you could like order a hamburger, get your vaccine, get your hamburger, pizza,
Yeah, I'm surprised you get your
with this shot. Sorry, it like we're used to shots and stuff, but it hurts to move my arm like this, and I keep doing it, and I'm like, oh shit, oh that hurts.
We'll stop doing it then.
I'm trying. Go ahead.
I just like the idea that you get a drive-through vaccine, and do you want to supersize it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You supersize.
A side order of fries and a biscuit.
Animal style.
Yeah, animal style vaccine.
And also, they're questioning whether or not I have autism. So can you just give me a little extra on this one, please?
Yeah. There you go.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So we're gonna watch a video of me getting one of my bead implants in my hand right here. So I got 3 of them in my hand.
Oh, and real quick,
Yep.
I feel you, girl. I don't feel like I have much to say other than this. I've been really struggling with like trying to get out in the world again.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I went to they lifted the mask thing. I still wear mine, but I went to like an alternative event recently, and I was so awkward that someone accused me of having autism. And
But so what if you did? Like somebody can't just turn around and say that to you. You know what? So what if you did? But somebody just be like, "Do you have autism?" Like, is not an appropriate response to
who does that?
How can you
not neurotypically?
How can you accuse somebody of being autistic though?
The girl that said that,
Yeah, I would.
was autistic herself. She's like, "Oh, you're autistic too," and I was like,
Okay. People often say to me, get out of my garden.
I can't even be mad. But it was
With those binoculars, yeah. Totally.
That, like, not used to being around people that people are like, "Oh yeah, you're autistic too," and I might be. I don't know.
I think you are. I'm totally artistic.
When people say things like that,
Not
to
that
me,
it's
it
a bad
really bothers
thing,
me.
but it just caught me off guard.
When people say to me, "Oh, you're like me," like, no, I'm really, really, really not like you at all. And people say, "What's your problem?" Like I've only got one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ask the doctors. They'll tell you there's lots. Never
What
mind.
What are your problem? Maybe closer.
How much time do you have?
Exactly. Getting back on the subject.
Oh no.
I know, huh?
For me anymore.
To this
So
next
I did.
video.
Yeah. I did show some people last week the beads that I was getting implanted. So they were just small little. I think they're 3 millimeter round sized beads is what they are, made of silicone. So they're a squishy little silicone. So this is what it looked like getting one of them put in. I have video of 3 getting put in, but they're spaced out, and my brain only let me record 4 getting put in. So I have one that looks really good.
Was
So we'll do that.
kind of like, right, okay, this is bothersome now.
Well, the problem was when he got to this one, the fat popped out of my body after he cored it. So we were, well, he took it all out. I am now 0% fat now.
Yeah, I was going to say, where the fuck have you got body fat?
Yeah, only right there. That was the only place that I had.
No more.
Everybody's got the COVID 19 pounds. You got like the 19 ounces.
I know we're all fat and you're like skinnier somehow. I don't know. For all the viewers out there,
the tea is about
has the density of a giant star.
Which kind of density are you talking about here?
He's very compact and very heavy.
No, see, I don't believe that.
No, like I'm bigger.
If Slim turns sideways, he'll disappear. He's only got those padlocks in his ears to stop him blowing away in the wind. We haven't quite finished roasting you yet, Slim. Just so you know.
Oh no! Please keep roasting me for sure.
It's not true, but that wasn't.
I love
We're all open for speakers. Do you know that?
Okay, come to America and try to pick him up.
Do you know what?
And maybe someone will believe me.
I kind of think that.
I don't think it'd be very hard to pick him up. If I go to any gay bar in America, I'm going to pick Slim up. It's not difficult. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah, no, I'm easy, but I may be heavy. There's a difference. But okay. So I'll show this video right quick, and then Et was asking about the process yesterday, or what layer of skin this was being put in. So we'll show this. We're going to be talking about the contraceptive implant, but it's the same difference. They put it in the same layer of skin and muscle. And it will actually, we're going to talk a little bit about contraceptives as well, which is a learning experience we should all know a little bit about, especially about this process maybe. So let's watch this video, and then we'll look at this, and then we'll look at some funny pictures, and then go from there, honey. I'm like, what?
Oh, is Cookie there? Say hi.
I don't think you're sharing your screen. Oh, you are.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, I forgot I was the one. I was muted, so I was just
Scary warning, right?
Yeah, this is a piercing warning. There is no blood. I didn't bleed on this one. Most of them I didn't bleed very much getting it done.
Oh, this is
after
plant.
Yeah, so this is what. Yeah, I totally got my birth control yesterday. So
damn, dude.
Yeah. I'm just being as safe as possible, so I don't have a kid.
Right. Remind me to tell you the story about the pill. Otherwise, I'll forget.
Slim
Okay,
Ball's covering his bases over here.
Exactly. So we'll remember to talk about the pill and thing. So this is getting my silicone bead implant. And so what he's doing is he's taking a large gauge needle that they usually use to pierce your body to put in the hooks for hook suspension. So this is a huge gauge needle that he is puncturing my dermal layer with. So what he has done So what he has done is he has rolled my skin under his finger on the right side to make everything, the veins, the arteries, and nerve clusters and fat fall below the skin. So all of that is laying under the pinching of skin he has. And so he's just going to be piercing into my dermal layer and nothing under the dermal layer to make a hole so that he can stick the silicone bead in with hemostats. So once we show it, if anybody has questions, I'll go over, and then I'll show the thing about subdermal implants and explain what layers it's trying to lie between, or why this works in the human body, just like tattoos almost. And we may go over why tattoos work in the dermal layers as well, because it has to fit in between, the ink has to fit in between these certain layers. So here we go.
Okay. Ready? Yep.
So there, he just cut a little slit into my skin, and then he has the bead in the hemostats, pushes it in there, and then he has to hold it down, and then he unsqueezes the hemostats, and then that was the bead being put into my arm.
So the healing process for that, do you use like glue, stitching, tape? What do you use? Now I know, but obviously for people who don't know this,
yeah. So normally we would suture it closed. These beads were so small that we just put Band-Aids on them and they closed.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And
I've had the same needle for suspension, and we had to use super glue afterwards to heal the wounds.
Yeah, the reason why they did that for you was because it had been stretched out.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit difference. These holes they look like a little V that was cut into my skin. So there was a little bit larger of a hole than I wanted or was expecting, but we pretty much wiped it away, the blood, and then just put pressure on it and then let go, and it stopped bleeding. Most of it stopped bleeding. So after we got done and we wiped it away, cleaned me off, I sat with my arms up for a while to help the blood. After you get something done in your arms, you don't want to keep it's less trauma if you keep your hands above your heart while the healing process for the next couple hours happens. You don't have to do it, but when you're getting implants, it was just easier to hold it up. I held it up for a couple minutes, and then we put it down and we just put the Band-Aids over it, and we watched it, and they stopped leaking right then. At what I was talking about yesterday was, as I was moving and playing on the computer and doing things, I kept moving my hands and arms. So I have 4 here. So there's 2 right there. There's 2 right there. And they're under my ants. So like I did with my ants right here, I put the silicone beads under my ants. So it makes my ants 3D. So these ants will be 3D.
Can you feel them move?
Do you want to say hi?
Yeah. The smoke in my hand, because I have a top hat with smoke coming out of it, because it's my magic hand.
My roommate.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you again.
I love your mustache.
Yes.
What?
My mustache loves you too.
Oh.
She was talking to Sierra.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, that's at Crocs.
I mean, it is starting to
No, I
go.
wasn't.
Sorry.
You can see your
Sorry,
sideburns.
Karen. Your mustache is just as valid, but it's not as voluptuous. Is that the word? Voluptuous?
I did
Yeah.
wax
There's-
a couple weeks ago.
there is no
Anyway,
such
sorry
word.
to interrupt you. Slim.
Sorry, Slim, carry on.
Sorry.
No worries. So what we did is I have my top hat with smoke coming out of it. So we put 3 in the smoke. So the smoke is 3D now. And we're going to put a couple more in there to make it more bubbly looking. And
Well,
then
in a similar way that sorry to interrupt, but I've seen when I've worked in like fancier places, chefs do this too. Like when they do like a sugar smoke or something like that, they literally like pump smoke into like a plastic thing,
Yes.
and then the smoke is trapped in there, and you can use it for whatever.
As a chef, I would just like to say only absolute ponces do that for the TV. No one does that in real life.
Yeah. Well, the chefs I worked for were
Ponces.
yes.
okay, everybody say hello to Christmer.
Oh, hey, Christopher.
Hello.
Hey, Christopher.
And we didn't do what we normally do, and we normally say hi to the
Hi,
chat. So
Susie.
let's say we're gonna do this really fast and get back to
Oh, God damn it. Whoa.
somebody's audio is flipping its shit.
Somebody just fell down a mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're okay now, but that was really scary.
My heart went pitter patter. I felt sick. I almost threw up.
So we'll say hello to No Raisin. Hi, No Raisin. Hi, Ox.
Hi.
Hi, Winter.
Mark.
Hi, Mark
Hello.
Short. And hi,
Hello.
Chrismer. One of my favorite internet people is Chrismer and Derp.
Yes, me too. And
They are amazing.
Demon was there as well. So
Oh, yeah.
Demon was,
let's say hi to Demon.
Hi,
Demon
all
was
you awesome
there
people.
right at the start.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So let's let me show you a photo of what I hope this is the right one because I have 2 of them open. That does not make sense to me. But the kind of a diagram that shows which layers all of this fun stuff happens, and that is not the right one. So give me 1 second to get to the right one. It's so funny how they name the tabs like the same thing, even though they're not 100%. But whatever. So here we go. If you look, I can't make it any bigger that I know. Oh, never mind. We go like that. So that white tube in the middle of the left side of the diagram at the top, that would be the implant for this contraceptive. And I think that it slowly gives off hormones for a couple months until it's gone to give you the contraceptive. I may be wrong because I'm not 100%
No,
sure.
that's exactly right. It gives hormones so your body thinks it's pregnant. So
Yeah,
you stop
so
having
then-
your period. I think you have to get it
that's kind
twice a year, I think it is.
Yeah,
I've actually considered changing mine because I have a similar thing, but it's like a uterine. Yeah, it is uterine, but it's the kind that gives you like just a little bit of hormones. That you're absolutely right, Tusk. That tricks your body into being pregnant, so that you like your body doesn't. Other than the like weird cases of like quadruplets or weird shit like that. Your body's like, oh, I'm already pregnant, so I don't need to get more pregnant.
Yeah, you stop shedding the womb lining and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah,
But
Wow.
I mean,
these are things that everybody really should know. And if you don't know,
yeah.
then you really
Well,
need to
like,
educate yourself.
coming from a religious family, I'm not sure if at the time these things were as available as they are now. But my parents used to, or my dad and my stepmom used to counsel young couples that probably will, obviously, in any religious community like that, Judeo-Christian stuff, if a young couple, sometimes they're a bit too young to get married. And they would have questions about that, and they basically taught these people that any kind of birth control was the same as abortion, and that's just basically not true
Yeah, see,
at
for
all.
for
It's
anybody who
scientifically
lives,
not
yeah,
true.
for anybody in the UK or the greater European continent, to us, that just sounds so alien and so bizarre.
It is
That
very
Yeah.
strange.
Really?
because
Yeah.
yes, there was an American pastor a few years ago. There's a video up on YouTube who
Joel
visited,
Osteen?
I think it was Norway and Sweden, both very secular countries, very conservative as well. But
Yeah.
he was like, he went there with the attitude like the whole world is America, and
Mm-mm.
I'm so
he was.
sorry.
They were talking about
Mm-mm.
yeah, they were talking about same-sex marriage, and there was a pastor of a church in I think it was Sweden or Norway or one of those countries anyway. I don't want to say Scandinavian countries because the Norwegians get upset when you say that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But and the pastor and his wife said, yeah, we have to have these same-sex marriages now, and we can't teach abstinence. And this American pastor was like, wow, that's so out there, that's so authoritarian. And they were just like, no, that's the law.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot different now, to be honest. Not as different as probably Slim and I would like it, but there's been improvements. But
There have been very
like
very
even
small
stuff
improvements.
like gay
Baby steps.
marriage, slavery, like stuff like that. The U.S. has been so slow to catch up on these things. And it's like,
Oh,
why?
don't think
Yeah.
that's exclusive to the USA.
No.
Britain still hasn't confronted its colonial past and its involvement in the slave trade. We
And
still
we
try to
still
pretend it
have
didn't happen.
Yeah.
statues.
And I didn't
Yeah,
mean to bring
we
that
still
up.
try to pretend it didn't ever happen.
Yeah.
But this is all ties in
Yeah.
because and
My point was
well,
just that
I'm
we're
between two
behind on a lot.
countries.
We're
Yeah.
behind on so much.
Yeah, because I'm Irish, but I've lived in Scotland almost my whole life. I'm kind of caught between the two countries. Until relatively recently, the local council couldn't make a decision unless there was a member of the clergy present.
Hmm.
You know, that
Yeah.
we're not so enlightened as we like to think we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a Catholic school and they tore the page out of the biology book that dealt with reproduction.
Yeah.
believe
I
it.
mean,
You know,
I told you guys, I think before. I mean, I didn't grow up Catholic, but I feel like kind of in between that. I grew up like Christian Protestant, and when I was younger, it seemed like things were much more strict. Like I couldn't even like talk about fairies, or like I couldn't have anything with a unicorn on it. Shit like dumb shit like that.
the unicorn is Scotland's national animal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
But
nice.
then like the older I got, the more like chilled out my parents got. And my dad actually left his denomination because he disagreed with some of their doctrines, like the fact that your sins could make you lose your salvation, and he was like, well, what's the point of being a Christian or whatever?
Yeah.
But
Well,
it was still a lot.
Oppression of the other people that aren't Christian. Never mind. Sorry.
Here's a quick question. Having had silicone implants in the past myself, which I had to remove due to poor hygiene and being a bum, what's the shelf life of your implants?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
So I got all my stuff from stevehayworth.com. So they're from the Steve Hayworth website. They seem to what, Sierra?
I was just saying he's a nice guy.
Yeah, no, he's a really cool guy. He seems to be on the forefront of the silicone technology. They are saying 10 years it should be able to be kept in the body because of the moisture. I'm still waiting to see anybody who's had them taken out just because they've gotten old, and I haven't seen that from Steve Hayworth's stuff so far. So I'm hoping at least 10 years. I may want to gauge up everything by then. So I'm already looking to getting bigger. And
I'm just
Well,
curious why you went silicone and not stainless steel.
Well, go ahead.
I like being ribbed for her pleasure.
Okay.
Well, also it's more comfortable. And I met Steve, gosh, 2011 or 12. And he does have a good reputation, and I think you have the perfect response, Slim. Like any silicone implant, like even like boobs and stuff, like all the stuff with like girls getting like shitty boob jobs and getting their implants taken out, or it hurts their back or whatever.
Like my mom.
Yeah. And that's happened with silicone implants, but I mean, as far as I know, that as far as Steve's work goes, I haven't seen a lot of that. Like, he's very, very precise, and he knows what he's doing, and he's been doing it for a long time. So, I mean, I'm not sure how much we're supposed to talk about this, but I mean, as far as, because it's kind of that in between of, it's not FDA certified shit.
Technically, they're illegal to get done where I live. I'm not supposed to say who did them for me and where they got done, because technically it's not legal here 100%. Because the thing that everybody wants to say here in the Americas is the government's trying to microchip you and implant you. Well, it's actually very illegal to implant humans in the Americas. So,
and in the UK, Scotland and England both have different legal systems, right? Because we're different countries.
Yeah.
But a few years back, there was a guy, I've forgotten his name. It was Steve something. Micro, you're hot micing. There you go. Steve, I can't remember his full name, but he'd got a lot of facial tattoos. You know, a lot of fish scales and things, and they got England tattooed across his forehead, and he was constantly getting into fights. So a judge decided that facial tattoos were illegal.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody just went, no, fuck you, and started doing facial tattoos. It's like, what are you going to do? Take 1,000 tattoo artists to court? You know, that's never going to happen. But I was on a train a few years back, maybe 10 years ago, and somebody came over and went, your tattoos are illegal. You can't have, like, because I just got my hand tattooed at the time. And it was like, what are you talking about? My tattoos are illegal. Shut the fuck up, you idiot. And he's like, because it was actually the law at the time in Scotland that you couldn't have facial tattoos or hand tattoos.
That's how I felt, Slim, when you and I went to Target, and sometimes.
Yeah.
we were at a Target, like a store.
Target.
And I just forget
how
that people aren't used to how you look.
Yeah. Because it's every day for us, like being around Enigma. You forget how weird he looks to other people. You think because it's every day for us, you know. Totally. And then everybody stops in the store when we walk in, and you're like, "Do I have food all over me?" And you're like, "Oh, it's him or me," or you know.
I mean, like, if we go to, like, lunch or, like, a bar or something, like, everyone like, when I worked at that bar for a second, everyone was, like, pretty cool. But then we went to Target, and everyone was, like...
Yeah, families are stopping. They're walking their cart. They see me, and they stop, and everybody just stops and looks.
And I was like, what's the deal? Exactly. I was like... Oh,
you're like,
your whole face is tattooed and you look like a weirdo.
Yeah, and it's right before a show. We're grabbing medical supplies before a show, like rubbing alcohol and things like that.
And
So
we had to. Okay, so Slim is actually very slim. So you forgot your belt or something.
yeah, we needed to buy a belt, and I have to go into the boys section.
We couldn't
I have
find
to go.
one that fitted in the men's section, so we were in the little boys clothes section finding a belt.
And just imagine her and I, like in the little boys section, talking about getting a belt. Do you understand how weird that is for like families to like walk upon? Wait, does this belt fit? Wait, where are you putting that belt?
And legit, I mean, it was kind of funny, but legit, it wasn't till afterwards that I was like, that was probably really weird for a lot.
Yeah, when we walked out of Target, we both looked at each other and were like, that was probably really weird for anybody to see it, because we're getting rubbing alcohol, a belt, and then like Band-Aids
or boys belt.
Yeah, and a little boy's belt, and then rubbing alcohol and Band-Aids and something else.
We'll just name this episode "A Little Boy's Belt."
A little boy's belt.
No, that's
I have to admit, I'm guilty of getting into shops like stores, and you see people staring at you. So I deliberately put things in my shopping trolley and my shopping basket, like a pair of tights, a cucumber, some lube, a packet of like contraceptives, just to see the look on their faces when you get to the counter.
Like on purpose, or you actually needed that stuff?
No, he does it on purpose as a joke.
Oh, sometimes I do that. Sorry, I'm just so shiny today.
It's a little embarrassing, actually, because then there's me sort of skipping along next to him as a little bit of a secret agent.
Like, do.
Well, here's the thing about secret agent:
a cucumber, lube, tights.
One of my friends.
I have the same experience, but I'm actually buying all that stuff.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a second. Go ahead, Tusk, and then we'll talk about the.
One of my absolutely best friends in the whole world, right, is very, very, very rich. Like, all the friends live in castles. They live in a huge big lodge and all that. And I love her to bits. Etty knows her. It's a lovely person. But we were out one. We were out one day, just walking the dogs and all that, and one of her friends come over, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And now it's the middle of winter, so we're all wearing scarves and gloves and all the rest of it. We're all wrapped up warm, and she's going, "Oh my god! I just saw someone down the town, and they were so covered in tattoos all over their face and hands, and it's just so common, And we're kind of looking at one another, trying not to laugh, She's like, "Oh my god, it's just they look like thugs. Like, why would anyone do that to themselves?" She said, "Oh, let's go back to the house for a coffee, because they live on this big estate, So we all went back down to the house, and I've taken my gloves off and my scarf off, and she went, "Oh shit, this guy's covered in tattoos." But what she didn't know, there was like my friend had recently got a beauty spot tattooed, in the Marilyn Monroe, that just above her kind of lip thing. And she was like, "Oh yes, I've got a facial tattoo." And I'm sitting there going, "Haha, what are you going to do now? You're in this woman's house. You've just said anybody with a tattoo looks like a thug or a prisoner or a biker or some ghastly lowlife. Now what are you going to do, you fucker?" And it was so funny just to watch her squirm.
Well, and we spoke about this before. Like, it's no different than like boob implants or anything. Like, so okay, for example, Slim, your face is all tattooed. I only have one face tattoo. This the little dot is makeup. I'm dyslexic, so I have to.
It's the what, honey. It's the what, honey. Yeah, she's got a little heart.
And then people think like this is makeup, and it's not. And I had a hard time getting it because I respect the tradition of getting tattooed. I just really felt strongly about it. But it's like, how is that such an issue when girls are getting like eyeliner tattooed?
Yeah, you get your eyebrows tattooed on or eyeliner. What's the fucking difference? Yeah.
The eyebrows are a big thing now.
It's a bit I would never get a tattoo, and then they get their eyebrows tattooed. You have facial tattoos.
Like,
You've
you
taken
have a tattoo, bitch.
It's like the first time. It's like that step when you get your face, neck, or hands tattooed. You've taken that step further than everybody else. You are now a freak. You're a weirdo. You stand out in the crowd. But there's people who look at you and I and go, "Oh my God, why would you do that to yourself? You've got fake tits, tattooed eyebrows, implants in your butt. What the fuck? You're more modified than I am."
No,
You
well, like Slim looks more like a freak than I do, and that's okay. That's his aesthetic. I have my aesthetic, and I feel like such a white girl saying that word, but I don't know how else to
Yeah, that is white people
like we
words.
just have our own looks. But like, yeah, I would never do anything like okay, for example, I had some work done on my face, and I had started. I was like into shaving my eyebrows, and like some customer or someone on a show was like, "Why don't you have a boob job yet?"
Fucking hell.
Sorry, I like to say, minimal. I'm not sure if you're just feeling a little out of place because it's your first time in here, but you know, if we're talking over you, we do apologise. But we're all used to one another. So.
I just feel like the way he said
Yeah.
it made it sound like that was a requirement for someone of my age at the time, and that's what bothered me. Is like, people can do whatever they want. If you want a butt implant, okay, cool. You know, whatever you want to do. But like, if you're doing it because someone pressured you or society pressured you, that's where I have an issue.
Yeah.
That would make me so angry if somebody said something like that to me.
Yeah. Did that person walk out unscathed, or how did you deal with that? Did this person get fucked up?
Cause them
No,
considerable
they were
scathe.
drunk. And well, it bothered me more because I had just spent like money on my face against the opinion of my boyfriend at the time. And I was just like, wow, I spent like a big amount of money on feminizing my face and making it how I want. And I didn't think I needed a boob job.
No.
So
there's a few things. There's a few things Etty wants to do, like get her belly button removed and things like that.
Yeah, which I also want to do that.
And as soon as we've got the money, as soon as we can afford it, go for it and do it.
Yeah. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, there shouldn't be things that's like, oh, you need to do this, like to be a woman or to come of age or whatever, or to be a man even also.
Yeah. What I would like to say as a wee addendum to that, I know it is pressure to look young and beautiful and everything, but when like you say a woman who is of a certain age and she gets Botox and an acid peel, it doesn't make you look younger. It makes you look like a 50-year-old with Botox.
Oh yeah.
That's what people don't understand. In LA, they don't
They've been getting Botox since they were like 22.
I've heard, no. So really quick, let's get to a subject.
Oh, sorry.
So there's no worries. But
isn't Slim beautiful?
I try, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yay, Raisin. Everybody said
Hi, Raisin.
Hi, Raisin. How's everyone doing?
If you try and hug me, I will poke you in the eye.
Go ahead and try. I will dodge it. I am going to give you a hug when I meet you.
I want you to know he did spit on himself so that somebody that was my friend didn't hug him.
Sweetheart, I have been spat on and like hit and all that kind of stuff, and stones thrown at me. Like that doesn't bother me at all.
One of Etty's friends came in to hug me, so I spat down myself so she wouldn't.
That's my point. I have been spat on before by other people while just walking down the street. Do you think you spitting on yourself is going to stop me from hugging you?
We're going to talk about the kinks later. We're talking about body modifications. We'll talk about
no, not with the king. Just I'm going to give him a huggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi,
Well,
Sarah and Vicky.
Hey everyone.
And speaking
I'm
of
still
body
listening,
modification,
I'm gonna feed the baby over here real quick.
yeah.
absolutely,
We're gonna watch
sweetie.
it. We're gonna watch a video while you do that.
Okay, I
Okay.
can still
Say
see
something
everything.
really
It's
quick,
just
I
right here.
promise.
I just gotta feed the baby.
What's that at?
My cat.
I realized we didn't ask Minimal Chaos's pronouns. So if
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Hershey.
Okay. I was like, we need to quickly ask that because I realized I
Sorry,
didn't want to
Hershey.
say
Sorry.
anything just
Sorry
in
Oh
about
case.
yeah, no worries.
So
Well,
Hershey,
Hershey.
you identify as a chocolate bar then?
Do you want to try this one?
Of course you
Oh.
would, Taz.
Oh.
Of course you would.
No, I'm hungry.
Go ahead, Sierra, and get back. And Ox.
That's fair, Arts.
Um, let me just speak right quick before we get to penile implants or penile surgeries that are being done prosthetically for some fun. I think we should bring some jovialness into this, especially because Cookie and Biscuit talks about foreskins on Saturday.
Oh, God.
So I think we should talk. But anyways, the reason why we use the name Freak Ox is because it is anti-establishment. When people think that they're calling us that in a negative form, I take it as a positive. So we flipped it around. And working in the sideshow industry, in the carnival industry, we've turned that into a positive because I get paid to be a freak. So I love being called one because I get to. And he says, I was a carny and worked a lot as of a showman and seems the negative and all. Well, unfortunately for us now, I make more money calling myself a freak.
Well, here's a
so-
little dose of irony for you there, Ox. People see the word carny as a negative as well. So for you to call yourself a carny, other
You
people
just-
see that
No,
as
one other thing that I will
as-
also say is
freak.
I'm not a carny at all in any way, shape, or form. But I still have, just because of the lifestyle that I've chosen, grown up, been called freak my entire life. Anybody who wore even all black where I grew up was called a freak by everybody around us, and we actually took that as a term of endearment. We went, okay, well, if that's what you want to call us, then fine. Sure.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
Okay.
I know I've
And we
always
just didn't
gravitated
care.
towards people that call themselves freaks.
Yeah,
I feel like
It might be a little bit different from just where we came from then.
I don't want to draw any like direct comparisons,
Aw,
but it's
kitty.
like getting called a queer
kitty
or the N word. You take it as a badge of honor, and you say, "Okay, then I am. You can't hurt me with that word anymore."
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's
and that's
all we
what-
try to do is take that away from them. And
Yeah,
that's exactly what, yeah.
Here's a cat.
But also,
There's-
it's individual
Does that
and
make
it's
everything
what
better?
whoever feels most comfortable with, right?
Oh yeah, I've been
Yeah.
called
Yes.
all kinds of shit. The N word, the P word, which is only really applicable in the UK. But now I just say, okay, then I am whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
when
I
somebody's trying to
stopped
put you
caring.
down, when somebody's trying to put you down, especially in a public situation in front of other people, accept it. Just go, yeah, totally, whatever. As long as it's not something that's illegal.
Yeah.
Then, then just be like,
Yeah. When someone calls me those words, I just say, "What is that? The best you've got? Here's some better ones. Why not try these?"
Oh,
I
yeah,
usually.
I simply told people that the things that go on in my head, I've always been a lot worse than anything you could ever say to me. So come at me. Come up with something that will make me laugh for once.
Yeah. Before Sierra puts in her, or before anybody else puts in her tune, says, I just say your mom had better comebacks than that. So you gotta come on, bro.
Yeah, you've got to do better than that. Here's your big
Yeah.
chance to take somebody down, and the best you've got is going, ha, you've got dark skin. You've got, is that it? Is that what you've got? Come on, boy. You can do better than that.
You think I haven't heard those before? Come on, come up with something I haven't yet.
And this girl used to really bully me like in high school, and right across the hall she shouted the horrible slur at me, And I said, "You're only calling me that because you're just jealous that I'm not licking your fucking pussy." And she literally, her jaw just dropped, and then she just went, and she ran out of the hall.
Yeah.
But I took that for like a year, like of her just like shouting the D word at me constantly. I'm only not saying it in case I accidentally trigger someone, because she kept shouting at me and shouting at me. Actually, the weirdest part is I think I hit the nail on the head. That's why she ran away, because she came out a couple of months after that.
It's like Dennis Hopper said
exactly
in
right,
Easy
Matt.
Rider. They're jealous of us because we're free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I am, and I really don't care what they have to say.
And there's a lot of projection.
Yeah, we're
There's a lot
what
of
they wish.
projection.
Yeah. We're what they wish they could be.
There's a lot of projection in that. I've had more gay sex with Nazis or with people that were anti that than I have with regular gay dudes. So yeah, in public they're all like, "No gay guys," blah blah blah, and then behind closed doors they're like, "Hey, do me in the butt." And so I mean, you know, like
recently, I think he was in the Czech Republic. He was very, very outspoken, anti-gay, you know, anti-homosexuality, same-sex marriage, all the rest of it. And then I think he must have wanted to be discovered because he wasn't trying to hide it. I don't want to say caught in a gay club because that, you know, that's like it's some kind of surreptitious, you know, he was captured. His name was Josef Sajer. It was Hungarian, sorry. It was
I know.
Yeah, it was the only reason it was found out because they broke COVID regulations in his country, and he was found in a gay orgy with 24 other men.
Is he the one who tried to escape out the window?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. He was trying to get out the window.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Now, to be in a gay orgy with
white supremacist.
Yeah.
24. A certain tattoo that I questioned, and he was like, "Oh yeah, when I was in prison, I was forced to join any kind of gang, so I just joined the white supremacist." And I was like,
"What?"
In prison,
I was only, for the record, I was only like 20 at the time, or 21 or something.
Yeah. Prison's a different thing.
And I only just moved out of the house.
If you're in prison in America,
and he pretended to be like into like gay culture, and I was very upfront that I was queer, and he was like, "Cool," but then like I had an encounter that wasn't okay, and then later I found out that he started using like certain racist words that didn't agree with me. And even years now, like people will come up and be like, I thought he had moved away, but people will come up and be like, "Oh yeah, he's calling people the N-word, and he's very homophobic, and he actually is a white supremacist." And I was like, well, glad I learned my lesson.
Yeah. Well, this is when I see somebody with like a full black sleeve, the first thing I say is, where was it?
Yeah.
Where was the swastika? Where did you, you know, where was it?
Yep, totally.
Or it could have just been a dumb tattoo. I could go either way.
But most of the, you're correct, both of you. But most of the time, it usually is because they're trying to cover up something of a belief that they shouldn't be showing anymore. And we're gonna get to the tattoos you shouldn't get in a second. But let's get into some hilarity, and we'll just watch one or two things. But this is about a doctor who does male genital reconstructive. Oh, I shouldn't say that, but surgeries. And in the first
vaginal, what is it? Vagioplasty?
No. Because that's changing. That's changing. There is no.
Vaginoplasty.
Yeah, that's changing it. But there is the vag rejuvenation process that they're doing, and they're pretending. They're summing up you so you feel like a virgin again. I think that's what you're speaking of, and we'll talk about that.
Okay. For the record, before we show this, there is a difference between like female mutilation stuff, and labioplasty, which is when your labia, let's just be honest,
It gets stretched out, honey.
It can grow a little bit.
Yeah,
sometimes your inner
if it looks
lips
like
can
if
be
it looks like
but
a,
this is something I haven't heard of.
if it looks like a pound of chopped liver, there are remedies for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put in, but like you don't have to make it look like a slit. It doesn't have to look like
No,
this.
this is a thing, right? Now, Etty knows this as well. I hate pornography. I absolutely can't fucking stand it. But the recent trend for this removal of the labia almost completely is just weird. I don't get it at all. It's almost you almost look like a Barbie doll down there.
I don't understand any of it because
a whole different episode, dude.
Remember Rule 34 or Rule whatever the fuck. There's people into anything, so there's porn of any. Yeah. So again, if you have a huge, I mean, at 16 years old, I did date this one chick who had a clit that was the size of a dick. I mean, like it was 3 to 4 inches long, and it looked like you were playing with a thingy, like a male while you were. But that's people are into that. Don't knock yourself just because you're and
I do understand what you're saying. I have the same opinion about Asian porn, for example. I'm sorry if that's triggering for people, but I never see Asian dudes, and if I do, they're always like demasculinized or something. Or if I see Asian girls, and I think Asian girls are hot, but it's not a fetish. I hate that, like, if I want to see like a black girl or an Asian girl, that it's a fetish thing.
Yeah, it becomes fetish. And that's the problem with being. That's what the problem with being modified is. We're fetishized. I go into certain clubs and I have people that will gravitate around me and will start talking, and they're just like, "Oh my god!" All they talk about is the tattoos and the modifications. Like, honey, I'm way for more than just the modifications that I have.
Yeah,
I did this to stand out, but
that's something that really fucking bothers me.
Yeah, when I get fetishized, and
I always think that's weird.
I mean, because of the way I look, because I'm really muscly, I've shaved head, covered in tattoos, piercings, I fit a particular stereotype.
I get having the initial attraction to someone because of something like tattoos or piercings, but
no, totally.
But don't keep fetishizing it, because that's the problem. Is if somebody just keeps talking about my
this
it's got to be about the person's personality, their brain. Are they funny? Are they fun to hang out with? It's not all about that superficial.
I don't know if it's a reaction to that, but I am deliberately obnoxious.
You guys have seen like Craig passing on,
Yeah.
And he's very cute. But he has no tattoos, and there has been times where I've had a couple of drinks and I'm like, it'd be really sexy if you had tattoos. But like, we like each other beyond that.
Yeah, as long as it's like, because Etty is obviously, everybody knows her by now, I think. She can be.
I'm not gonna not fall in love with him because he doesn't have tattoos. I wish he had tattoos.
Yeah, she's kind of
it's not a big deal that he chooses not to.
Yeah. But like Etty's like really into her anime and stuff like that, and that kind of. I fucking hate anime.
And that's what I love about you.
Eric is helping me. Well,
and it's okay.
It's okay.
And we'll talk about anime, so you don't have to worry about it.
No, but it's that kind of thing. A lot of people fetishize Etty because of the way she looks, like an anime character.
Yeah.
And I don't, because I can't stand it. But I get mainly gay men, really, that hit me because of the way I look, and
because they want to look like her.
Yeah, not because like I'm homophobic or anything like that. No. I just don't like people touching me. I don't like people being near me.
He really doesn't like people being in his space at all.
I am willfully and deliberately obnoxious to repel people. Stay the fuck away from me. Don't come any closer,
Then
or
you
I
come
will.
to the right podcast.
It's very socially distanced.
We
Oh,
we've learned so much today. Don't hide task and don't call Alex a freak. We have learned so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he could, he would set himself on fire, not to have somebody in his personal space.
well,
I hear
let's
you.
not encourage more.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, let's get to our next subject or our next video right quick. Because if hopefully we have at least another hour with Sierra.
Yeah,
But
I kind of. So, for those that didn't hear before, I got my second shot, and I'm not sick or anything. I'm just like a little out of it, and kind of like how Slim was last week, just a little tired. I love this guy.
Yes, me too. I just found him this morning, but he's so awesome. So we're getting to shocking plastic surgeries for men's private parts, and this doctor is so amazing when he talks about these things. So we'll do probably 2 of the surgeries, and then we'll get on to it. But here we go.
I could maybe do another hour.
Okay, we'll play it. We'll play it by ear. I mean fingering. Never mind. We'll just watch the video.
On women, but there's still that 10% that is being done on guys. So on this video, we're going to cover 4 of the hottest cosmetic genital procedures being done on men.
Ooh, kinky. Maybe we'll do all 4. We'll see.
Well, this is a funny term being used for injections of Botox into your scrotum. Now, when you inject Botox into your scrotum, it can cause.
Sorry, that sounds like that sounds like a dubstep band.
Yeah, no.
Hey, we're Scrotox.
Yeah, we're Scrotox.
No, I literally watched this yesterday when I was like out of it after my shot. I was like, I'm just gonna lay down and watch some bullshit on YouTube. Well, not bullshit. I really like this dog.
Well, it is bullshit on YouTube, but yes, I get what you're saying.
I literally watched this.
Interesting bullshit.
So if any,
we just right, so honey. YouTube calm yourself, please, honey. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's cackling in the kitchen. Like
yeah, I can hear. So
I'm sorry.
Chrismer, if you want to put the link to your channel in the side chat, please do. And all of us that can join me, we'd love to play cards with you and some Jackbox. And we may play other games if I show up as well, because I've got a couple other games we can play. So I will definitely be there. And if anybody else can join us, that would be wonderful. But let's get back to the hilarity, because this is already making us die of hilarity. So let's watch a little bit more.
Cause the muscles that are right underneath the skin of the scrotum to relax. And what that can do then is it can help smooth the scrotum out and cause it to basically hang a little bit lower. Well, this is a procedure that is supposedly being done all throughout the country because guys are wanting to have a smoother ball sack. And I'd like to read from an article in healthline.com.
Please stop.
Demon Orb, that's perfect. Scrotox for the disinfected cell.
Right, here's the thing. If someone's that close to your sack that they can fucking see the wrinkles in it, the seduction's over. It doesn't matter a good goddamn what it looks like.
Well, or okay, I'm not a guy, so I when I watched this on my own, literally, I'm so glad you showed this because we both I literally watched this on my own and thought about it for a very long time. The whole Scrotox thing. Is there something where dudes have too small of a ball sack and they're?
I don't fucking get it. I don't know.
How can you have?
Do you know what? It's just for the lack of a wrinkly Like
I mean,
Who gives?
from
Wait.
or
Right.
maybe you're gay or something. I'm not a gay guy. Sorry.
That could be different. I understand if you're
No,
a gay
no,
guy on the
yeah,
prep.
But
Shaving
your
balls
okay,
if you're
I do
gay
identify
is a
as a gay guy
courtesy.
in a chick's body. But even all the gay guys I know aren't super into balls. I
Well,
mean, I like
here's the
playing
thing.
with balls.
I went
But
looking a few years
what's
ago.
the big deal with making your balls look?
There's nothing. There is
Yeah, like
nothing. Right. If you
I've
shave your,
never been with someone and been like, ooh, you know,
Your
that's a
ball-
wrinkly
yeah.
ball sack. That's a
Yeah.
game changer. Can't do
Like,
it.
yeah,
if I
yeah.
had a forehead wrinkle,
I'm sorry, you and I are
my
going to have to
girlfriends would be
break
like,
up because your
"Girl,
balls are
you
just
should
too
get some
wrinkly.
Yeah, I don't understand
If
it.
only they were smooth.
Honey,
If only
you
had
just
Okay.
took the words out of my mouth. You know this
Okay.
procedure exists now. If you don't do it, I'm going to be disgruntled and we
do you
will
know
have
what?
to break up.
Yes.
No matter
but
no matter what else happens today, I learned the word scrotox. That's my
Exactly.
new favourite word.
but
Sorry,
just
you got 10 wrinkles too many.
there's too many. Yeah, you got too many wrinkles. Wait, we haven't even got to the funny part yet. Let him explain what it does and why they do this and the process. It's even funnier. I'm gonna have to in 10 seconds stop it again because what he's gonna explain next is so funny that I can't even describe it. So here we go.
Now before we take a pee break. Sorry.
Yeah. Go take
a 2-minute.
Scrotox.
Wait.
Yeah. I mean,
my scrotox.
let me see. Do I have the intermission thing? Go ahead and take a break. Let me see if I have an intermission. I thought I had an intermission
For
thing.
me to leave, so I can just turn off my mic.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna be here on this video all night. We're gonna stop every time we laugh.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's very true.
It says there on the your scrotum looks bigger and more filled out.
Yeah,
So fucking what?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I went looking for testicle porn, right? Because other than the stuff that's illegal, obviously, there's a fetish for everything, and there's a channel for everything on the porn sites. There is not one for testicles, for good reason. It's like a little hairy brain. It's hideous. Who cares how wrinkly it is?
Okay, so I have this thing. I don't know why, but the people keep making this thing about Matt Powell that has an inflatable banana in his backyard, and I don't know where this came from. But let's just watch.
Matt Powell has an inflatable banana in his backyard. He calls Dr. Beal.
Oh.
Do you know Matt Powell is fucking furious about all of this?
He better be.
Which he calls Dr. Peel. Mike Powell has an inflatable banana in his backyard, which he calls Dr. Peel.
Oh, geez. Okay, so if anybody noticed, I said his name wrong. I said Mike Powell the whole time.
Oh, I called him Mark Towell in a conversation a few months ago.
So
he takes his name very seriously.
Well, he misgenders us all the time.
So why should I actually give a crap about his name?
Yeah,
that's exactly why I did that.
That's why I called him Mark Towell.
Yeah, so that's why I called him Mike Powell or whatever the fuck, because I just misdid his name. Because if he doesn't give a fuck about us, why am I going to give a fuck about him? So that's why we did that.
Oh, hello. Hey, Dart.
Hey, Dart. And
so to have to watch, right? I don't get genital surgery. I just don't understand.
Just wait until you see what else they fucking say. It's so stupid, but yeah.
You see a lot in like porn films with a guy who's got like a massive shaft and a tiny little head because he's had it pumped full of fucking pig fat or something or collagen.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's fucking hideous, you know.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, people think that implants or surgeries are going to look really awesome because in your brain they do. But then to actually have them done, almost every single body modification I've had done and or tattoo I've had done did not come out what I wanted it to look like.
Oh,
I still
that's
happy.
yeah.
But also,
Yeah,
until
like,
you've always got a
said,
picture in your head, but it never turns out that way.
That being said, like, I feel like we're on this. You and I both are on the same page of we're doing
I
like,
do.
other extreme things, but I think we both feel strongly about not doing things to like fix organs.
Yeah.
Like in an extreme way, like
Not
I
yet,
used to have my nipples pierced, and I took them out because it just wasn't.
Oh no, I didn't have the
They just
option of
got
taking mine out.
irritated. Well, I was dancing at the time, and they were like banging up against the pole, and or like dudes would like grab them and twist them.
What?
I hated that. I hate.
Yeah.
I lost one nipple piercing at the Slayer gig.
Sorry.
Go on.
It kind of worked out because a lot of people lose nipple sensitivity, especially women when you know they do that.
Oh,
But mine got even more sensitive.
Yeah, I didn't have any feeling in my nipples whatsoever before getting them pierced. Like, I could not feel my nipples. Like, I could do whatever I wanted. Now, that was all right for self-entertainment in, like, a non-sexual way. But it was not so fun in a sexual way.
Oh,
because
here's the thing about that. Here's the
So
thing
did
about
that
that.
change after you got them pierced, or?
But before I got them pierced, I couldn't feel, and then I got them pierced, and then I could.
Now Etty has her nipples pierced, and she doesn't like me touching them.
No, stay away
lost,
from them.
I've lost my nipple piercings through like violence, and I don't like getting my nipples touched, so we can't touch one another's
No,
nipples.
totally.
It's very sad.
My brother, he got way into piercing, and he's gay. He got his done like this, and I think at one point he had him like this and like.
Oh, you did the cross, yeah.
Yeah, my dad had that, but they ripped out.
And it stretched out his nipples so much. And I was like, dude, how does that not just hurt on its own? And that's
you think that would hurt all the time?
Like, that's a lot of stress on your nipple.
But you know what's that skin
now?
sore
But
with
his nipples, they look like this.
Yeah, both my
Look at
nipples
this.
now are almost completely made of scar tissue.
I do want to play with them, but I'm not.
I
allowed.
hate it. I absolutely hate it. Don't
But
touch my
they're
nipples.
so cute.
Slim hangs a bunch of crap from his nipples, and we still somehow have the same size nipples.
Prove it.
He's not paying attention.
No, I'm changing up to the different video. We're definitely not gonna make it to. So let's go to the next video. That I would like to speak about.
No, the penises.
Yeah,
I know.
the penises.
You know what? If you show that fucking penal
shut
surgery,
up.
I don't think I'm going to make it.
Just hear about the penises.
I don't think so. I'm going to mute myself. There you go.
Yeah. Nobody's allowed to mute until nobody's allowed to say anything. That's it. That's somehow everybody told.
Oh, are we actually okay? Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Because I already. And then my Google was like, "What do you want by saying that?" So let me find that video again. Yeah, I go to here and then because I wanted to get to the problem with getting certain symbols tattooed on your body because we should probably go over that really quick.
But penises.
Yeah, we'll go over the penises. I know, and it was hilarious how it was really funny how there was a whole female panel talking about foreskins. on Saturday. That was so funny. I mean, I was in drag as Cookie, but still, it was hilarious. There was like 4 ladies talking about foreskins. So, okay, here we go back to foreskins. We'll do one more, and then we'll move on to the next thing because I'd like to get to a couple more subjects. Go ahead, Ed.
And then anybody that interrupts shall be forcibly muted until it's done. We get the wag
Yes.
fingers.
And you have that control well. So
I have the power.
yes, so Et has the power, so she may mute you. At least we'll get through one more of these out of the 4 and laugh our asses off. But I'd like to get to 2 more subjects before we get off here.
Explain some of the claim benefits that people make when they are injecting Scrotox. According to them, Scrotox can make sex more pleasurable. They can cause your testicles to hang more loosely or hang lower, which makes sense. It can make your scrotum look bigger or more filled out. It can cause your scrotum to sweat less. If you've got scrotum sweating issues, if you get real wet down there, then it can definitely help to reduce the sweating. And finally, it can help the wrinkles of your scrotum to look less noticeable. So if you are real self-conscious about having tons of wrinkles of your scrotum, then this is a treatment for you. So what do I think of the results of this procedure? Now, I have seen photos of people who have had Scrotox done, and it is a definite change. That scrotum, that ball sack hangs much, much lower than it otherwise would. Unfortunately, my opinion is that when the scrotum hangs lower, it actually makes the penis look a little bit shorter. And therein lies the issue. Most guys don't necessarily want their wiener to look shorter, even if their scrotum, I guess, looks bigger. I believe that Scrotox is a bit of a fad procedure. It's a way for some doctors to get a little bit of press and publicity, but I can't imagine that many guys are actually asking.
Yeah, so when you go in for certain surgeries, they are trying to get you, they're trying to upsell
is a fancy term for essentially cutting out excess skin from the scrotum. This is a surgical procedure that honestly I have never done before, I've never seen before, but it sounds pretty straightforward.
Please don't
so why
cut
would
my
somebody
scrotum
have
sack.
this done? Well, there is an article on aedit.com, AEDIT, that explains some of the benefits of this scrotal lift or scrotoplasty procedure. It can help to improve the aesthetic appearance of the scrotum. It can improve the self-confidence and enhance the sex life.
They hang too
It can
low.
contribute to testicular support during intercourse and ejaculation. Well, that makes sense. If you've got a scrotum that is hanging real low and it's real dangly, I could see how that could potentially get in the way and maybe even be fairly
for 5 milliseconds. Okay, but when you're doing them from behind, they want the balls to. Never mind. Okay, we'll talk about that later.
It's really hard to act mature.
It can also
I know.
stop scrotal tissue from getting
Yeah, everybody for 10 more seconds.
Placed in athletic clothing or even being trapped in a bicycle seat. And that sounds real painful.
Ouch.
So if that scrotum is so big and it's dangly, could you get it caught in different things? Oof, the thought just makes
actually, sorry, Slim, if you can pause a moment.
Oh, no.
One of my friends works in an old folks home, and she does say one of the main causes of injury is old men sitting on their ball sack.
Yeah. No, they do hang lower as you get older. I can attest to that. I'm 40 in July, and I can attest my balls do hang lower than they used to.
But is it worth getting them surgerized?
No. I just tuck them in my anus.
Yeah,
you
just
tuck your
Bill.
Yeah, you just Buffalo Billy. You just tuck your balls in your anus, and then you go on your day.
Any names, but I have a partner right now, and his balls, he has a problem with them being too tight. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's different for everybody.
Okay, for all the women out there, or whatever, cis, I don't care. My labia has grown.
Yeah, no, the body parts grow.
Is that normal, or does
it
happen in certain women?
I think
No.
it depends on your body as well.
And
do I have to share that picture again?
Yeah, exactly. So really quick, what I want to say is the more that you use your body parts, the more they end up not getting swollen, but
They lose it.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Sarah's talking about the inner labia
Yeah, the
and
labia-
how sometimes
yeah, the labia
No, the
over
outer.
yeah, the labia over time lose their elasticity.
Oh, okay.
and so it kind of hangs down more.
Check
And
out.
and if you have never mind. We'll talk about that after party.
But that is the thing too. Slim's right. The more you play with it, the more. Anyway.
And especially if
That's
you do
why
fetish
mine's so
stuff,
stretched.
I end up pulling things around more and spreading and putting things in to spread. And never mind, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, that your genitalia changing shape is going to be a normal thing. So don't think just because your genitalia is changing that
it's exactly like people who have testicles situation. They will travel down like the people with breasticles will travel down, like the
Breasticles.
inner labia will travel down.
Gravity always wins.
Yeah, just
Gravity
like
works.
that's why Cookie says she's got boob knees because her boobs hang down to her knees now, so she's got boob knees. So same difference, honey.
Slim can attest to this. Like, I used to have like A cups, and now I have C cups, and they're not like. Sorry, I'm like loading a pipe.
They're not falling down. Go ahead, micro.
With trans women who have had genital surgery, this you have to like keep it open because it's the body sort of treats it like a wound that it tries to close up, and so if you want it to be open, then you have to sort of use a dildo. It's not quite a dildo, but if you then have a very active sex life, you might not need to do that as often because you are stretching your vagina so that you,
But I think,
so
that being said, that is true, but it is based on an individual basis. Like, even though my boobs have grown and other things, it's not like it's a looseness or something. Or something I'm trying to work on. I accept it as a natural progression of life. Yeah.
It just gives me more things to clip onto and to spread and to never manipulate. Never mind. We'll talk about that later.
That your people that were born with vaginas, that it is a muscle after all.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the inside.
I don't think it is a muscle. I think it's like the penis. It's an organ that fills with blood.
It was a muscle.
I don't think it's it's an organ that fills with blood.
No, man,
it's not a muscle.
Wait, are we talking about the penis or the vagina? Because
both.
The inside is perfectly fine.
Oh, I thought the vagina was what was it like in that movie with the plant that Seymour? I thought that's what the vagina was.
Yeah.
Like. It was a meat hungry plant is what I thought it was.
There was a thing I remember seeing many years ago about it was a penis workout because there was this myth that the penis was a muscle and you could make it bigger by working it out.
Oh.
But it's not. It's a flap. It's essentially a flap of skin.
Yeah,
exactly. The vagina is the same. It's not a muscle. There are muscles in there, but it's essentially a flap of skin that fills with blood.
Many of these claims are unqualified based on.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I got. That's how I got tricked as a teen. This guy told
horizontal muscles in the pelvic floor. So inside there is the muscles. Don't fuck with me. I know.
But I want to see why Slim got tricked as a teen.
Yeah, so this gentleman told me that if I could lift these weights from my dick in front of him, that that I would somehow make it stronger. But no, it's just this guy that got me to tie weights to my cock while it was hard. Never mind. Yeah. That's just talking about my childhood.
Well, I when I was many years ago, I read the book The Godfather by Mario Puzo, and there's a chapter in it about I can't remember the girl's name, but she was about to be married to one of the mafiosos, and it was about a vaginoplasty and how we could like tighten it up and tidy things up down there. Very expensive procedure, very invasive procedure.
Well,
But
that's what I was
this has
saying.
been a thing
Like,
that's been going
so,
on for like 50, 60 years.
to be honest,
Yeah.
if the outer like folds that have no feeling or anything got crazy big, I wouldn't like not consider that. But like anything beyond that,
So,
but it's one of
do
those
Kegels
things.
work? Do Kegels work? Isn't it?
yeah, no, Kegels do work.
I've-
Kegels do
I-
work.
They do.
Hey, internet, Kegels work.
They
Yeah,
do because
they do,
there's
honey.
a muscle in there that is denied. Do not deny the vagina muscle.
So later on later on I'll be selling my slim cyborg Kegel eggs that you can all
Honestly,
No,
Only
seriously,
$50.
like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Kegels, I had 2 kids, and I was like obsessed with doing Kegels. And Raisin said that it was like I was before kids.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's huge for me.
Yeah, totally. So I believe those work, and I was just making a joke. There's no penal exercises you can do to make that organ stronger, but there are ones I believe that you could do.
Sorry, Craig's here. We're talking about.
No worries.
I'm just explaining to him that we're talking about.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. So while you're doing that, so I believe Kegels would kind of work.
A pipe while I was here.
I know. I love your pipe that you smoke when you're on here.
What?
No, it's Craig's.
No,
I just always
show us.
If I'm gonna like be here any longer, I need like something to do with my hands.
Honey, I'm always smoking a pipe, but that's a different pipe, honey.
Yeah. I just eat my pipe.
Okay. So honey. Oh my god. So actually, before we get into
thanks, Boo.
Yeah, let's just get into the tattoos that you shouldn't get because they could cause you serious trouble.
Oh yeah.
So we're talking about some
tattoos.
Spells.
These are tattoos.
Like you shouldn't. Okay, I just want to clarify. Like you shouldn't get them because of symbolism.
Yeah, what they actually mean around the world. And we'll discuss if the symbology works around the world or just in certain systems or subcultures. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Hello, Chris Durham Music Channel.
Hello.
Hey, Chris. Welcome to the insanity that our streams always become.
In modern society, tattoos, whether you agree or disagree with the practice, have become a common expression of art. People get tattoos either for its symbolism or for aesthetic purposes. Though there are no restrictions as to what.
So really quick, remember, before you get tattooed, kind of look up the history of maybe the symbology you're going to get. Just really quick, because clocks and a couple of those things mean something. And if you don't know, that doesn't mean the subculture doesn't know. And that's the problem that I have right now with some.
Yeah,
and
if you get a clock tattoo,
because that's such an important thing. Like even now, like maybe it's not as known as it used to be, but definitely if you have an idea that you feel strongly about, cool, awesome. But if you don't look up the background,
placement.
like
Yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah.
symbolism.
If you've got a clock tattoo, that means you spent time in prison.
Yeah.
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 Same
And if
with
you
the
haven't
spider
spent,
web.
yeah, if you haven't spent time in prison, or you've got the spider web on your elbow or whatever, on your neck or
Yeah,
whatever,
shit like that.
don't do it because you think it looks cool. Okay,
And
this
because
is the same issue we have in the biker community.
yes,
People get tattoos because they think it looks cool, but it means something in our world.
and what happens to somebody who shows up to an MC club with a tattoo that they can't back up?
They get it taken off them. They get it ripped off them, burnt off them, tattooed over them.
Right.
They get it cut off them. It will no longer be on them when they leave.
Well, Etty, you need to, if you come into our MC, right, you want to join our MC, or you come into like a biker rally and you've got a particular tattoo that has a particular meaning to us, you may be asked, if you're lucky, politely to leave.
Yeah.
Oh,
otherwise,
yeah. Polite
we're
is
just-
very lucky.
Well, polite in biker world is a punch in the fucking mouth. Right?
Yeah,
That's my point.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if that's it.
The least
What's
of what
likely to
happens.
happen is that someone's going to pull a knife out and cut it off of your body.
Yeah, I've seen grinders. I've seen people pull out grinders and grind off tattoos on people.
Yeah,
So-
that's actually what I was going to say. Is the grinder one sounds a little bit worse than just the cutting off.
Yeah,
part.
I've seen less
I mean,
cutting
of
of
course it's not that
tattoos.
serious.
No,
But,
well.
Even simple tattoos like an American, like traditional American. I feel good now that, but I was like, I need something to do. Like traditional American, like Sailor Jerry's type stuff. Like, know what sparrows mean, know what certain things mean. You know?
Yeah, I know a few people that have got the sparrows tattooed on their hands, and that's a Navy tradition because swallows, sorry, they always find their way home, and this is the naval tradition, and people have got them because they think it looks cool. It's like, but you don't understand, you know. You can't just do that.
Do you know how many people I've walked up to and seen symbolized tattoos, and I ask them the right question for that tattoo, and they go, huh? And you go, you don't know why you have that tattooed on your body? Well, you're gonna get fucked one day because somebody's gonna see that and they're just gonna like ring you. If you go in front of a Navy, an old school Navy dude who's been there for 30 years, and you have a certain symbol tattooed on you, he's gonna fucking either get you so drunk that you don't remember and he's gonna take you out back and beat your ass, or he's gonna just, you know, and get everybody to kick your butt. I mean, there's certain things you can't.
I have a
tattoo
tattoo
because, like, I was watching. I don't know what I was watching. Something on TV, and I noticed a lot of celebrities have like, I have like a heart. I don't know if you can see it. Like a little heart on my hand. That's about it. I have like all
Somebody's
these little
feeding
weird
back.
tattoos on their hands, and that's it. Like you have millions of dollars, and you have like all your tattoos are all these little like stuff on just your hands. What?
Yeah, you need to tattoo more of your body before we see it in a visible place. I hate seeing just knuckle tattoos on somebody and they have no other tattoos. I'm like, why the hell did you do that first? That's not how you do this.
I've spoken to a few people about that, right? It's like, if you just get your hands tattooed or your knuckles tattooed first,
and I feel like
you might look like one of us, but you're one of them.
I feel like a bit of a hypocrite because I have like one little heart on my cheek, I have one little heart here, but it's not like I only tattooed my hands first.
You have so much other stuff tattooed that you can't say that. So let's just get into this video a little bit more before we get more, because this actually explains exactly what we're speaking about, and then afterward, or at least after we see a couple examples, the people who are in the industry, which most of us are, understand the importance to this. So let's just watch a couple things, and then we'll delve into it, and then we'll get into something actually more fun in this.
What you can or cannot permanently ink, there are still those that can be easily misinterpreted if the artist or the one getting the tattoo is too ignorant. So, today, we take a look at some common tattoo designs that actually have deeper societal meanings and may get you into trouble, or at least awkward situations. Before we proceed, please don't forget to click that like button, leave a comment,
click
and
and
hit
like
that notification bell.
Stream that you're watching right now.
Teardrops. People with teardrop tattoos, specifically those placed under the eye, are perceived to have either attempted or succeeded at murdering another person. Other times, this tattoo is also common for people who have loved ones in prison or have someone very dear and near to them pass away.
But I wouldn't put that on my eye for
those. Inking this on your face for decorative purposes, it'd be better to just use face paint. Buddha, or any religious figure for that matter, can be seen as an act of disrespect or even blasphemy for most religious groups, especially if you're not part of it. Take, for example, the Christian Bible, which both looks down on the use and embellishment of religious imagery, as well as tampering with the human body, as it is believed to be God's temple. Of course, thousands of people still tattoo religious symbols, but better to exercise precaution. Spiderweb.
Real quick, I think certain religious symbols may be okay, and it's not going to like oust you, like what we're going to talk about right now, or what happened before.
Sorry, just about the spider web. I don't know if it has the same significance in the US as it has in the UK.
It depends on what location that you're in the US. I've seen some people in the US who do have the spiderweb tattoo, and it does mean that they were in prison. And I've also talked to other people, and it just was nice tattoo and that they're tattoo artists, and that's
the spiderweb. The spiderweb in the UK traditionally
means
means
have the same meaning as far as I know.
Yeah, see, I've met some people from certain parts of America where the spider web is meaningless, but in the UK and other parts of the US, it means you're caught up in the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like legitimately over here in Florida, there's several tattoo artists that I know who have it, and there's nothing wrong with them. They just have it and they got it.
Okay, so let's listen to what they say really quick, and then we will comment on what they provide us with, because I've been in the system and I have spiderweb tattoos on me in certain areas for a certain reason. So let's watch and then we'll discuss.
Before you get one of these tattooed on any part of your body, maybe you'd like to know that for most criminals, having a spiderweb tattoo meant that you were imprisoned or struggling with a drug addiction. Sometimes both. The rings on the web are meant to symbolize each year that they've suffered from their incarceration or drug abuse.
Thing about how many webs.
A 5-pointed crown.
So yeah, for us over here in the system, or for what I experienced in San Diego, growing up in the ghetto, because I grew up in the ghetto, I should have way more gangster tattoos than I do, but I sold weed, so I didn't have to run with as many gangs or be associated with certain gangs. And that's why I sold weed when I was younger. So I didn't have to run with a certain gang. And if one gang would fuck me over, I would go to the other gang and they would go take care of them. So that's why I didn't get certain tattoos to be associated with certain people. But I do have my web tattoos on this skull because I spent I've been arrested 6 times for 5 different charges. 2 of them were LSD. One was for stealing, and one was from eluding the police in a vehicle. And I got away from the cops, but they showed up in my house and they fucking caught me.
I was arrested 6 times before breakfast. I've honestly lost count of the amount of times I've been arrested. I must have been arrested about 60 times in the last 10 years.
I can't remember how many times I've been arrested, but I've been in the system.
This is one of the reasons I became a lawyer. If you're going to arrest me, you better do it right.
And I think that's
because if
really
you don't,
awesome,
I'll fuck you up.
there's no one that would know the system more than someone that's been on both sides.
Well, the reason I get arrested so often is because I used to run the Scottish anti-fascist organisations,
Yeah.
and I was constantly clashing against Nazis, fascists, racists, and the police, and they're
So
often
he,
often the same people. So I
so he's on the
became
protest line.
yeah,
So he's in the
yeah.
protests. Is
I
what
was
it
always
see,
I was always
but
front
not
line. So and I used to get arrested. So often I would get arrested before the protest even happened.
Can
Yeah,
I just be
Yeah.
clear that by being on the front line, he and I were not flag wavers involved
Oh
in
no,
this.
absolutely not.
I
I've
was
punched.
not holding
I've,
no
yeah,
fucking flag when it came to this.
I've
yeah,
punched more
totally.
cops than I've waved flags.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally. And or you were there for the protests and
Oh yeah, we were always
helping organize it, and
yeah.
so that
Well,
yeah.
it used to be I was just front line, just like Antifa,
That dog.
just attacking But then I became more useful as a lawyer, just to make sure people didn't get arrested, or if they got arrested, to make sure the arrest was competent.
And that's
And,
how
yeah,
we met.
and that's what we
That's
need.
it.
Yes, that's how you.
True
That's how
love.
yeah. True love. We met in a riot. Anyway.
Yeah, and that's what we need more of. Is we need more. We need more people that are going to look into the law and help us, other than being a soft citizen or a
Oh
flat
fuck
earther
no,
or any of the
no.
conspiracy.
This is something that drives me fucking nuts. It's like people are doing. It's a thing now about the soft sit videos. Unless you've worked as a lawyer and you've had to deal with these morons that walk into your office having watched 2 YouTube videos and think they know more than me, who spent 7 years getting my doctorate in law, you've
And they'll
no
argue with
idea how
you.
fucking frustrating these people really are.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Tusk, for putting in the time.
That was a useless rant, but
Yeah, no, but thank you, Tusk, for putting in the time to help the legal system where you are, because whatever happens around the world helps everybody.
Well,
Yes,
it's like,
every little
So,
step is a small step
yeah.
in the right direction.
I know it's the maxim that an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere.
yeah.
If I can make a small difference here, it will have a ripple effect, but sometimes it's hard to see.
And that's what we're trying to do here on this channel and with this show, is we're trying to make a small ripple inside of a huge ocean that's going to cause some small effect to get more acceptance around the world. I don't honestly think that we're going to change anybody, but there's people who are watching this that feel the same as we do, and they're going to feel more comfortable and feel more open to talk about this openly, is what I hope what we achieve in this.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I feel the same, Slim. Like, I don't even care if it's like one person that maybe I don't think we're changing minds. If we do, awesome. But if there's one person listening or tuning in that relates at all, or we help them feel less alone in the world, then I think we did our job.
Yeah. Before we start this next part of the segment, I just want to say this real quick. I have had people message me saying that they were thinking of taking their own lives until they saw me do a live show, or they saw me on YouTube, or they saw me somewhere, and they realized if this weirdo can do whatever he wants, I can somehow break out of my shell and do something. I had a middle-aged woman message me on Facebook saying that she was about ready to take her, just end it. And she saw me, and then she decided that she could dye her hair purple and go into work, because that's what she was scared of. She wanted to dye her hair purple, and she thought that her coworkers would not accept that. She saw me, dyed her hair purple, went into work, and everybody said, "Oh my God, honey, that is so amazing. We love you now." And she got a positive out of a negative, and messaged me and sent me this huge long thing about how she was like so depressed before because she wanted to dye her hair purple. Just even that, being able to do something as simple as that made her not be depressed anymore. So instead of going to a therapist or besides taking her own life or anything else negative, because the other thing about this is when I don't feel comfortable in life, I'm going to be a dick to everybody else. But if I feel comfortable in life, I'm going to be positive to everybody else. So we need to make it so that everybody feels positive for everybody else. So we have a positive experience through this existence and we all feel comfortable in our own skin. And that's what I want to achieve as a goal. I know we're only reaching 10 people right now watching, but I hope that we at least change the lives of a couple people.
But you know what?
You have to remember the 10 people are just the ones that are watching during the live. How many people are going to be watching from here on out?
That's what I'm hoping is the real.
That's the point.
You say only you say
the
only
intention
10
and it's
people.
the goal.
Don't if you say only 10 people, but if you and I sat down on a bench on the high street and started chatting, and 10 people stopped to listen.
Yeah,
that's impressive. That's exactly what's
that's
happening.
impressive. Yeah, so don't think of it as only 10 people. Think, wow, 10 people have stopped to listen to what we have to say.
To our little group right here.
Exactly. And I wasn't downplaying it per se. I was just saying with just these people, if we change anybody's outlook or make them feel less depressed, because like I've lived with depression my whole entire life, and the only way that I got out of it was by modifying myself.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like when I'm on like protests and things like that, or I'm chatting to people, and well, here's the thing. My passion is being a chef, but my profession is a lawyer. That's what I do. And they look at me and go, "What? You're a lawyer?" And I'm going, "Yes, I'm a lawyer. I'm a very good lawyer, a very clever lawyer. But yes, I'm a lawyer." And they go, "Oh, wait, wow, maybe I could do that." You know, you don't have to drive a BMW and have a fancy suit and a nice slick haircut. You can look like me and be a lawyer.
That is actually one thing. My father, he had a lot of run-ins with the law back in when he was alive and everything. He was a member of a biker gang, and he actually did serve in Vietnam. So obviously, he was tattooed. He had a long beard down to his crotch and his hair all the way down to his butt. So usually anybody who saw him would be like intimidated just by looking at him. But he would go out often and try to help out a lot of his ex-gang or ex-biker members because they would get in trouble, and he would be the one that would try to get them out of jail. Same exact kind of situation that you're doing, just reverse the role of bald and hair.
we need more people to learn about the laws.
That's really it, and that's what he went out of his way to do. He got pissed off seeing so many of his ex-members getting arrested for BS things. He actually went and did something.
It is quite similar to my dad in that way, where he was asked several times by the police to discuss drug education with some of the police officers, and he's actually had awards for doing that. But the first thing he did was he stood up on stage and he said, "I took drugs with you last night," and would sit and point out certain people in the crowd that were other police officers. He's like, "Well," and then everybody was like, and he was like, no, I smoked with you. I had a coffee with you this morning. Me and you shared a bar of chocolate. So technically that's drugs. So since we've now got the basics of what drugs are, and then that's how he would do the sort of opening and go from that. So he would automatically take it away from like the hard stuff and bring it straight down to like caffeine and nicotine. Just so
what it actually was.
Related to it.
Yeah.
And then he would explain, and it's not for the stream, but he would then do that's how he would start his conference.
Yeah.
Was stand in front of all the police officers and tell them how much drugs they did.
That is just interesting to see their faces.
Well,
Yeah,
this is one of the things that people don't realize. Alcohol is a narcotic.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
it absolutely is.
it
Yeah,
is.
but because it's become socially acceptable, we don't realize that it is. It's actually what's what I'm looking for? Prepared, I suppose, in the same way that heroin
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, another example would be Tylenol. Everybody forgets that acetaminophen is actually a pharmaceutical drug.
Yeah.
And you can overdose it on it really easy or destroy your liver from it really easy. And that's the other
Incredibly
thing.
easy. Yet it's over the counter.
Well,
Things that
here's-
can destroy
yeah,
your body are just so easily over the counter. It really shocks and
yeah,
awes me. And
yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh, but all these hard drugs, they're the bad thing." I'm like,
the
but Tylenol can kill you.
But wait, hold on. But oh my god, honey, you shoot up heroin once and you're a horrible person.
Oh my god,
yeah, the opioid crisis in America right now has become so bad that it's
Yeah.
actually bled over into Scotland.
Oh my god.
We are separated by an ocean and decades of cultural relativism, but our cops are carrying what's it called now? Nandrolone? Nandrolone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Unfortunately, Minimal and I
opioid-
both know about the opioid issue
Yeah, the
over here.
opioid-
Family members have been
Oh, yeah.
affected by it.
It's shameful. It's all profit driven, which is shameful. But
It is.
it's actually got so bad that it's actually started to affect Scotland.
100% right, sweetie.
Yeah.
No, like Chrissy over here saying easiest thing to
Sorry.
OT on and it's freely available, and anybody over 21, alcohol.
Here it's 18.
Sorry, everyone, not to
Wait,
interrupt
hold
you
on,
guys.
Yeah.
I can't stay on too much longer.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, if you've got to go, you've got to go. Look after
I was
yourself.
actually going to say, unfortunately, Minimal and I actually do have to head out right now as well because we need to start cooking dinner and they have to put the boys to bed.
Slim,
I
do you
have to go
wanna
too.
play the show? Do you want to save it? I just can't stay on that much longer. I'm like fading.
Yeah, no, totally. So anybody has to leave, go ahead and say anything that you've got coming up, and we're gonna show just a tiny bit more of another video before we go. But
I'm sorry,
anybody
Gray.
who needs to leave,
Yeah,
no
I'm just
worries.
sleepy.
You know how family life is.
I think you guys so much for letting me be on.
I feel like a dummy. Like
It was lovely to meet you.
I feel like we're like
Hopefully.
switching whoever's sick. Like you had your second shot last week, and I had mine just yesterday, and it's hard to move my arm like this.
Oh yeah, sweetie, you're still being affected by it.
But,
It's going to be a couple of days.
One of those like
Yeah, I had Moderna in it. The second one knocked me on my butt.
And this one, I don't feel sick, but I'm very hungry and I'm very sleepy. Like all I want
Totally.
to do is eat and sleep.
Yeah. So anybody who needs to leave, go ahead and do that. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna show some one more funny little thingy-mabobber, and then anybody who needs to leave, go ahead and say your goodbyes and promote anything you would like to promote.
Just like Chrissy was saying earlier, we're going to be having the Derp Scrolls thing tomorrow. If you'd like to,
Tomorrow.
there's going to be a link in the chat.
Yes.
Other than that, I just hope everybody has a wonderful day. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get on earlier because of body modifications. I just had two larger silicone versions of what Slim had in a different part of my body installed recently. So,
And I hope
it shows your dimension about that.
And I hope to talk to we all get to talk more about that in the near future with you. So
Absolutely.
we will have you on. Yes, once you've gotten healed a little bit more, and I wish we could have talked about it a little bit more here, but we are always going to be talking about body modifications on this channel because that's what we're pretty much based around is body modifications. So thank you all.
Minimal.
I can't wait.
I know it's your first time on and it can be a little intimidating because you don't know us, but just talk right over us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of teach her. She'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, minimal.
She definitely told me that. And I've also been having to mute and like go chase after gremlins. So
Okay.
I
But take care, everybody.
I knew I was on a more limited time frame today because I was like, I probably have like an hour and a half left in me. I didn't mean to do that to you, but you're a sweetie, and thank you so much for even joining us in the first place. We really appreciate like any participation because I feel like we do have an important message for every kind of people. And I just felt bad that I couldn't be 100%, but I showed up.
Definitely, honey, and we'll see you for next Wednesday for sure. Thank you, Raisin and Chaos, for
Bye, everybody.
joining us, and
Keep
we will
smiling.
talk to you all soon. And we have other things that we'll invite you to, both of you. So thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you so much. It was
You know where to find
wonderful.
us.
Have a great night, everybody.
Sorry,
Good night.
Emma.
No,
But I just wanted real quick share my shirt.
That's what you're
I love
sharing your
it.
shirt. I don't
my
see your shirt.
Yes, it definitely. Rainbow Bright is very important to share.
Yes,
Bye,
thank
everybody.
you.
I felt real
Thank you.
so-
You look very cute, honey. So yes, thank you.
Thanks. All right. Well, good night, guys. I need to take a nap. Sorry.
Night.
No, no.
Yeah.
Look after
We're-
yourself. Do not apologize for having to do that. You need to
Bye.
look
I'm
after yourself.
vaccinated, baby.
Yay.
Yes. I just want to show
Bye.
bye. So let's do we want to see the top 10?
Wait.
Go.
Micro.
Yes, micro.
I'm really sleepy. I'm leaving too.
Oh yes, after 1 o'clock when you are microwave.
Okay, I'm sorry, micro. So night, micro.
Night. Love ya.
Good night.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Oh.
And
then
let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get our outro going, and then before we leave, we'll show. I think we'll show the reason why cornflakes were invented to curb sexual appetite.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wait. Can I just say one quick thing?
Yeah, of course.
There were 3 in the bed, and the
little one said,
roll
over.
I had to. I'm sorry.
So let's just watch this right quick, and then we'll get out of here because this is fucking hilarious, and this has nothing to do with body mods or anything.
So just before you do that,
Yeah,
I know we did our usual completely off topic rambling nonsense, but for anybody out there, 2 things: don't tattoo your face, okay? Just don't. And certain tattoo studios at certain times of the year have a thing called Reclaim the Swastika, right? Where a bunch of white people decide what the swastika means, and a bunch of white people get it tattooed. Don't do that either. It's the fucking whitest thing you can do. Just don't.
Please don't, because there's really quick before we show this, and thank you, Tusk, for bringing this up. What people don't realize is in subcultures, there is symbology. And if you're not in that subculture, you don't understand symbology. And if you do something that some of us see in those subcultures, you're not going to have a good day. And that's all I have to say. Or say you fucking put a swastika in your palm as for that reason, that what Tusk just said, and you go to prison, you're fucked. So don't put symbology on you that you think is progressive or is different than what the subcultures think. Really quick before I show this, there was a police chief in some state who raised the blue line flag, the American flag that's all whited out except for a blue line in the middle. And she said, I'm raising it because we all stand together as police, not because of the white nationalism that's happening in America.
What?
And she's not white. And she did this. And I went, no, honey, you do not realize that the white nationalisms in America have taken that and made it their symbology. So you putting it up, being ignorant to the symbology, does not take away the symbology, honey. You just raised a white national flag, not being white.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I had a friend many, many years ago who was really into like psychobilly, rockabilly, old rock and roll. And the symbol of that is the Confederate flag. It's like, come on,
But
come on. Don't have that flag up on your wall next to a picture of little fucking Richard. Come on.
Exactly. They don't understand like the dichotomy, how they're just opposing those ideals together. You're saying you're not for this, but that symbology says this. Go ahead, Ed.
No, I'm agreeing. And that's why I always have the fear, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I have the fear of a sideways facing skull. It gives me
that's one of those
things,
isn't it? Because of where we are, we have one dominant MC, and their main patch is the skull, right? Now everybody knows the skull, the sideways flaming skull.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
To get a skull tattoo, especially in the world we live in, you have to be fucking careful where it's placed, where it faces, what color it is. I wouldn't get one.
I have 10 different skulls tattooed, but they're done in certain ways in certain places for old school sailor tattoos. They're pretty much what mine are done for. And I grew up on the ocean, so I can have these certain tattoos on me.
Yeah, I'm not even meaning that way. Well, there is that way too, but I was more meaning like more internationally the SS officers skull with the little trap.
Don't get a Totenkopf tattooed.
Yeah, that kind of gives me the fear. And whenever I have a couple of little skulls, I have my snail skull, and but they're not that. And whenever I do it, I always bring the two pictures of like the biker skull, and then like the the skull of like the Totenkopf, and I like look at them, and I say, can that from a distance be misconstrued as this? If I answer yes, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah, totally. So just look at the symbology before you get tattooed with something, especially that's visible to everybody that sees you every day. All of the tattoos that I've gotten that are visible, I did the research on. I talked to people that I thought would have an understanding in those, and my tattoo artists have told me a couple times I wouldn't get that tattooed right there because they understood symbology as well. So speaking of that, Ed, is there anything you want to promote before we go?
Yeah. The guest needs to double confirm just in case. But on Sunday at 6:00, is it UTC plus?
C?
Yeah, plus 1. I have my hobby corner, which is some wholesome content for just having a little respite from the scary world.
They don't let us two on there at all because we would ruin it. So it's very wholesome content.
You have to behave yourself.
Yes, we would try. But that's why you haven't let us on yet. It's because it's wholesome content. So Ed, if you would like to put the link to your channel in the side chat, we would love that so that we can see it. And Tusk, I know you normally don't put out very much content, but you do I said doo-doo.
Oh no.
That and scroll talks are my favorite words of today.
Exactly. But you do create, or you do put out videos of you playing guitar and I want to say singing, but I'm not 100% sure that you're singing along with it or that you are. But you do play guitar very, very well.
Thank you.
For the songs that you're playing, and I'm very entertained every time that I see you put a video of you playing a song. So if you will put that in the side chat, we would love to see that as well. And maybe one of these days we'll have fucking Tusk play some music for us. And if I get copyright struck, I don't give a flying fuck because I'm not monetized, so I don't care. So maybe one day we'll have Tusk playing in the background while we're playing Quiplash or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, it would be fun.
Yeah, I recently did a response to Chris Durham, who is he seems I don't know. It's one of those things. He seems like a nice guy, you know, but he plays jazz, and that's not acceptable.
And we're not so yeah. I saw that. So everybody see the reply that Tusk did to Chris. And it's very interesting. And you know what I want to see is I want to see a live battle. Let's do it.
There's no point in having a rock and roll versus jazz live battle.
You're right.
Because jazz is music for wankers.
Oh.
Right. And that's not well, actually it is a slur on jazz enthusiasts.
It is.
Right?
But
I fucking hate jazz. So, but Chris and I are actually hoping to do a bit of a collaboration on a blues thing. Which would be good because one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I am a very good blues guitar player, and but it's one of those things I don't do very often because I'm more into punk and metal and that sort of a thing.
Yeah, totally.
But Chris, who for all his faults, being a jazzist, is a very, very, very good pianist.
He is a very good pianist.
Professional standard pianist, a great pianist. Unfortunately, he plays the wrong kind of music.
And his penis looks very good on video.
Well, I have a 12-inch piano. Unfortunately, I don't have a 12-inch penis.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. There's the translation doesn't work. Exactly.
But yeah, nobody subscribe to my channel. Nobody watch my channel. You'll just be disappointed. But hopefully, at some point in the future, Chris and I can do a collaboration.
That's what I was trying to get at, and I hope we will see that soon. And if we could do that live, I'd love to see a battle between both of you. And I know either one of you may say that it's one-sided because they think maybe their genre is better. But if we could have a collaboration where they had a dueling piano bar or whatever,
I'm glad you've actually brought that up, Slim, because I was going to challenge Chris to a debate on jazz versus rock and roll.
Uh-oh.
Well, let's do it on my channel. Let's have a debate.
Whatever it happens, it's
sure.
What do you want, the intellectual masturbation of jazz, or do you want that visceral punch to the gut of rock and roll?
Well, I like being a top and a bottom. So being in the middle of that, I would totally be down for that.
Yeah, but can you imagine, let's have sex in G major 7th and we'll invert the middle 8. Fuck off. You want rock and roll. Yeah. No one puts jazz on to have sex.
Not anymore. So
I only want jazz on tonight.
So speaking of that devil, let's work on that, Chris and Tusk, and we'll make something fun of that in the future.
Let's make fun of Chris. That's a good idea.
Yeah, there we go. We can make it into a game somehow, way, shape, or form, and show videos or have people playing. So we'll figure out the format soon. I like this idea of a somehow musical debate between people because I'm tired of all the debates between all the other subjects so far, and I've never really seen an awesome music debate. So let's figure that out. I mean, the violin and guitar and other instruments finger. So let's work on that maybe in the future. So hopefully in the future, ladies and gentlemen and people that are watching in the future and now, we will have a musical debate. Let's try to do that because
I would just like to say I would rather poke my own eyes out than listen to jazz.
and again, and the debate doesn't mean we have to listen to the genre. It's just people talking about it as well.
Are you
So
a safe, Tusk-friendly environment?
I wouldn't like to. I wouldn't
No
like to
jazz.
have a debate where we had to provide examples and subject people to jazz music.
Yeah, no, well, but I think this is a good stepping stone or leap
I think
for this
it would,
kind of debate.
I think it
it'd
would be fun. So, Chris, even though I am slightly drunk and I am, just ragging you for no good reason, it would be fun. It would be
Yeah,
fun.
so let's even Irish Stew, and then we have John Stock. All of us musicians, because I went to college for electronic music production. That's what I got my degree in. Was that? Let's have a bunch of us musicians. Let's have a bunch of musicians get together and talk about it, and then we'll have people that aren't musicians add into it, and then we'll have like let's have a music debate. Why the fuck not? That sounds fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because it's bullshit anyways. Because I mean,
it's completely subjective. We're never going to get. No one's ever going to win. But if we can all agree that jazz is for wankers before we even start, it's shit. It's awful.
Uh-oh.
Can
I
Yes.
say something, please?
Of course.
Oh, wrong person.
No, Chris, that's not what will happen. What will happen is you'll gird my loins and I'll come out with the full armor of Chuck Berry.
Okay, so
Irish Stew put in his Sex Pistol cover in the side chat too.
I was gonna play something about cornflakes and how they do not cause masturbation or something, but we'll talk about that in another thing.
I think that's probably about the right way, because here's the thing: jazz is old slang for jism, right? And rock and roll is slang for having sex. That old rocking and a rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's most rock and roll songs of the 50s and 60s were either about wanking or fucking.
But wait a minute, I thought cornflakes was made to as a Viagra.
No, it was a suppressant.
They said if you woke up in the morning to eat cornflakes, you weren't going to masturbate before you went to go get your cornflakes. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Then what was made accidentally for Viagra then? Because I know something was accidentally made for Viagra, but it didn't work.
The butt plug? Never mind. Sorry, that's the
that wouldn't be Viagra.
The military did go through several options on sexual suppressants, because when you've got a bunch of soldiers together, all that testosterone sloshing around, it gives rise to urges. So they tried things like bromide and cornflakes to suppress those urges. But the only way to stop a soldier having sexual urges is to load bromide up in a shell and shoot it straight at his balls.
Okay. Yeah.
So all these things failed. None of them work. None of them.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times when you go to deployment and you go to another country, they're like, "Here's where the sex houses are." They need you to just get your balls off right off the bat.
One of the first things we learned in the military, other than where the toilets are, is when you go to Hamburg, which are the good whorehouses.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They're like, they go to this one, this one.
Avoid that one. Yeah, do not. Don't pick up a street hooker, because she'll steal your wallet and your ID card and then blackmail you to get it back.
And you're gonna get a VD. You're gonna get a disease.
You're absolutely getting VD. There's no two ways about that.
I'm gonna go and give a dog VD.
Yeah,
you glow,
exactly.
you glow in the dark after an encounter with some of these fucking like 30 years in the game hookers. Just they know the game, you know.
Yeah,
Stay
yeah,
away
yeah.
from them, you know.
Yes. Let's close out with me showing a video of one of my songs that I made 10 years ago. I'm an old man. I turned 40 in July. So, since we were talking about music a second ago, to show you that I pretend to know what music is, here's one of my music videos, and then we're going to end out the night. So, Ed, do you want to say anything before we leave?
Please come join some wholesome content. We're gonna need it after this. Like after today's show, we need some teddy bears or something.
Yes. So, if you have not subscribed to Ed's channel, go subscribe and watch the interviews she's already done. She has interviewed some wonderful, amazing people already about goats, astrophotography, and
Goats, astrophotography, history,
and history with micro.
and rockets with Tanner.
Yeah,
Yes, and rockets.
Tanner's rocket stream and Micro's history. In fact, all of them I liked, but I especially like Steve's astrophotography stream.
That was a proper show and tell.
Yeah, that was
Irish Stu's already messaged me, and we'll be having him on once the Wi-Fi problem is sorted out. But if anybody else would like to come on and talk about their hobby, then send me a message, and you're welcome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Irish Stew's gonna be talking about how he makes Irish stew.
No.
I think you'll find they call it a coddle. Where he's from.
Yeah.
On Sunday, Roxy Lowry, for whatever reason, I'm assuming she was drunk at the time or suffering some, mental aberration, has invited me onto her channel. To do the Go Out of This World. Which,
okay.
Well, the last week she had Blue Marble Science, so no pressure there.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Could you not have had some loser on before me? Why does it have to be Blue Marble fucking Science?
Yeah.
So on Sunday afternoon, if anybody gives a shit what I've got to say about anything, which I'd be horrified to think anybody does, I will be on Roxy Lowry's channel at 6 p.m.
We're conflicting.
Well, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Unfortunately. But I don't watch
that's how that
channel
works.
Anyway. So if anybody wants to watch me, don't. Go to Etty's channel instead.
No.
More interesting.
Do what you would like to do.
It will be this week on Etty's channel. It's Fohammer talking about the process of home brewing, which is a far more interesting subject.
Hey, I said that he needs to doubly confirm, just in case. And then
so what you do, everyone, is you take the links that are in the side chat and you open both of them as different tabs in your browser.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just spread the love throughout. So what I usually do is I have 5 different freaking tabs open and I'm watching 5 different streams at once. Unfortunately, I can only focus in on 2 of the 5, but I normally, so if you could, this is how this community works, is if everybody supports everybody else. So at least everybody go to everybody else's channel, and if there's anybody else, there's 10 people watching, put your channel link in the side chat. I think everybody's a blue mod, so just put your stuff in the side chat. Go support everybody else and go watch everybody else and give everybody else support, because that's all we need is support.
Even if you don't watch the stream and you just have it running in the background, give it a like and leave a comment. That's all it needs. Just let us know you're interested in to some degree.
Or if you're vacuuming, put it on our channel and just have the thingy on to play the next video.
Oh yeah, I say this to Etty all the time. Why are you watching that? I'm not. I'm just giving him the view.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I have a bunch of.
Yeah, just give the view, leave a comment in the comment section, a thumbs up, whatever it takes, because
the algorithms.
We all have to help one another out. We're up against people with 10 million subscribers,
And I was watching a video today about how people pay to get their algorithm changed. And so we're the content creators that have no money to put in to getting commercials or getting people to, so just anything you can do.
Don't even get me started on people paying.
I know.
Fucking change. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything at all.
Well, what we want to do soon, Tusk, and I would love you to be on with me. We're gonna do a crazy shite stream, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about fucked up things like that, and or debunking things. So I'm gonna actually have a debunking channel soon. As I would love you and Ed and a handful of other people like Micro and stuff to come on and help me debunk things or talk about more things where we discuss stuff. And I believe you're our lawyer. I'm
your legal representative.
Yeah. So we would love to have you on. And I want to talk about more things like that on that channel. So we're gonna have a crazy shite stream soon that I'm gonna come up with. Cookie and Biscuits may go away for a while. We're gonna have one Saturday, but it may go away for a minute. And while that happens, I want to bring up crazy shite or just make that something that happens where we actually talk about the legal side of conspiracies.
Speaking of the Cookie and Biscuits, right? Both Slim and Tanner are hugely undersubscribed. Tanner especially really needs more subscribers.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know why he doesn't have more than 150 subs. It's shameful. So anybody you don't have to watch his videos, you don't have to interact, but please just
subscribe.
No, Chris, Tanner isn't back from his trip quite yet.
Not yet.
He's still on the outward journey, but he'll be starting the drive back home, I think, tomorrow.
He said Saturday we're doing Biscuit said she will be back Saturday. So at least we'll be doing a Cookie and Biscuit Saturday. Yeah. And if the Biscuit can't come back soon, we're gonna have a Cookie and Danish stream for a minute. So it will be a bit of tea and Danish that will be our co-host with Cookie, and we're gonna have Micro as tea. So it'll be Cookie, Danish, and tea are gonna be the hosts until we can get Biscuit back. But we will be manicuring it to be something else soon because I can't stop doing that because it became so much fun. And Biscuit said she's not done either, so we will make it something very soon.
Okay. Well, everybody subscribe to Cookie and Biscuit. And
yes.
Tanner will be home soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. He's got some amazing pictures from the trip.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And we're going to show that on one of our streams, probably Saturday when Biscuit comes back on. We'll show Tanner's little trip. Why should we not show? Because
the pictures Tanner has shown him where he's been is somewhere I've wanted to go my entire life. And I'm so jealous.
Yeah, and Tanner didn't get to make it. Tanner didn't make it around my way yet, but when Tanner does get to make it around my way, we're going to show the videos of all the fun we have together. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well, honey. Or when I tour and make it out his way and Biscuit's way, we'll be taking more videos. So everybody stay tuned for all of that fun stuff as well.
Here's a little thing. It's totally pedestrian and it's so one of those things. Like, of all the people I'm in contact with in this community on various degrees and levels of friendship and so on, I actually managed to meet somebody the other day from the community that I've been chatting to for about a year or two now. Maybe actually probably near 2 or 3 years. And it was such a pedestrian meeting that he's a farmer and he grew some Scottish heather. And I met him and I swapped him some Scottish heather for a bottle of whiskey. It's like, how Scottish is that?
Yeah, nice.
Of all the people I know in this community and all these fantastic exotic people I've met from all walks of life in all parts of the world, I met somebody. I met somebody who lives less than 10 miles from me, and I swapped him some Scottish heather from some Scottish whiskey. It was so pedestrian. It was depressing. He's a lovely guy, but there's places I want to be in, places I want to go, and people I want to meet who live in Hawaii and Colorado and Los Angeles and all these places. No, somebody who lives just up the road from me. God damn it. And is Slim gone?
He's ran away from your shite.
Good. Well, now he's gone, I would just like to say that Slim is an absolute dick. Right? And I'm glad he's gone, because now he is gone, I can say what I really think of him.
Silly goose.
Without him muting me or booting me off. Here's the thing about Slim.
Hey! You be nice boy.
I will never be nice to anybody.
You will be a nice boy.
Well, let me see. Who's still watching this shite?
Hey!
Christ almighty. Right. All of you go away.
Stop ratting out.
No.
Yes.
I mean, let me see. I'm going to do an act to see who's still here. Ox, you're still here. Let me see. Chris Durham and Chris Moore and Derp are still here. Let me see. That doesn't bring anything up. I'm just going to go through the alphabet, like at B.
What? Where now? Sorry, I had to leave for a second.
Etty was being a real dick there and telling people like how much she hated you and they should all just leave.
Yeah,
that is not happening. Pasca's just ratting out as pair.
Sorry, I had to Riley really quick. Okay, so we're back. I think we've got everybody that wanted to speak about what they wanted to talk about, and we're gonna have everybody on each of their shows. Please subscribe to everybody else's channel. We're gonna have Chris, Irish Stew, and John Stock do a music battle duo. Foro. What's an orgy? We're gonna have a music orgy.
There's a thing, right? There's quite a few. I want to say musicians, but that means I have to bring jazz into it, and I don't really want to do.
And
that.
I don't know if and I'm included in the music part of it. So I think
I had an idea, right? Maybe it will come to something, maybe not. But have like a stream where anybody who can play an instrument does like a 15-minute, 30-minute thing. And we do it for a charity or something
5 minute?
like that, you know?
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that another day. Yeah.
Okay, let's think about that and work on it. Because I would love to do a charity thing for underprivileged or people who need actually money somewhere, and we could actually prove the money's going to go to that place without getting a lot of it taken out in
somewhere the money's going to go directly to without going through Red's fucking rhetoric. Just for once, it would be nice.
Exactly. Let's try to not go. Yeah, exactly. But so let's talk about that in the near future, and we'll work on that. And then you're going to be doing Sunday, but tomorrow is
Linda.
Yes, tomorrow is TMI show on the Tea and Danish channel. I thought they might be here right now, but no, I don't think any of them are here. But if you subscribe to our channels, then we'll let you know about those. Or if you subscribe to our Discords. Also, the premiere Thursdays, that's the last one we're doing until October. So this is the last premiere that we're doing. We're doing a live stream for an hour, the last hour of the premieres. I have a premiere that I'm doing for me playing the last segment of Red Dead Online. So you get to watch me get killed a couple times, and you got to watch me finish Red Dead.
That's always fun.
Yeah, exactly. So watching me kill myself or being killed is wonderful. We have that for tomorrow. And then Friday is going to be Piplash, which we do with Pie Parrot. And then we do Saturdays, and this is going to be the last of the cookie and biscuits that we know of for Saturday. We're going to move it. It's just going to move to a different day from now on.
Are you saying Rest Rubbly Bubbly isn't going to be after tomorrow?
No, only in October, only till October.
Yes, I mean, it's taking a break.
Yeah. So, for some reason, there's a hiatus for the Thursday premieres. I don't 100% understand why, but we're taking a hiatus for a couple of months until October.
Okay.
I just think there needs to be a break between it or there needs to be more organization. I don't know, and I'm not going to say anything, which I just did, but never mind.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's not for you to say why, but if it was for me, I would say there needs to be more people involved.
Well, I think that's why the hiatus maybe is going to happen, is so that they can collect more people. There's a bunch of stuff that is happening behind the curtains that people don't know about, but I'm not going to talk about that because it's not my thing. Anyways, I will be doing a premiere, and I will be on the live thing. Plus, I will be on the TMI show as well tomorrow. So I will be in 3 different places. I'm a cyborg. I can do that, so it works because I'm a time traveler.
Will I be in one place tomorrow?
I believe that you're going to be on the TMI show.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
Yes, exactly, honey. So we know you're going to be there, and I don't know what the subject is for tomorrow, but that makes it even more exciting for you all to tune into the Tea and Danish TMI show. Once again, if you don't know what we're speaking about, join any of our Discords, and we'll be posting that information. And if you join one of our Discords and you send me a message, I'll send you nude photos for free. So that's also a plus. So never mind.
Nobody wants to see that.
No, yeah, you're right. Nobody wants to see me naked at all. Yeah,
I have to see Tusk naked. That's enough.
Every single day.
Yeah. So if you join, so what we're saying is, if you join the TMI show and you add us and you're watching, I won't send you nudes. Let's put it that way. So if you watch the show, then you don't get to see my nudes. Let's put it that way.
I watch.
Yeah, anybody that doesn't subscribe is getting my nudes. How'd you like them apples?
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse.
At least put them on OnlyFans and make them pay for it.
Exactly.
I'm going to put them out in a public platform.
Smutty.
You'll have to look at my hemorrhoids.
Not again.
Oh, mine are huge. But anyways, honey. Okay, so let's end this, and then we'll all see you in the next streams we have coming up. Everybody add everybody like everybody's things. Everybody watch everybody else's videos and give everybody else support. Because I don't know why.
Everybody except Chris Durham, who's a jazzist.
Yeah.
No, we like him though. He's nice.
And I, to this day, do not understand why all of you people support my dumbass, but thank you so much for being here and being on. And then Doctor Who shows up at the end, just like they always do.
For the 50th and hopefully the last time, it's Doctor Whom.
Okay, Doctor Whom. So, speaking of that devil that just showed up, Let's end the stream with one of my music videos, and let's all say goodbye. And thank you all for being here and watching here now or in the future. So I love you all, and we all love you all. So thank you all very much, and have a good night.
Go away.
Oh,
Say goodbye, Ed.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Don't listen to jazz.
Get out, get out, get out, get out. It's sex.
And we love you too. And we love you too. And we love you too.
Oh.
Actually, with myself, feel sick though.
Stop ruining the moment.
And we love you self-loving yourself. Oh yeah, the 1950s ideal. Can't you feel them crawling inside of you, hatching their eggs, and trying to make their way out of you?
me. What?